So
Okay.
yeah. Okay. So then we're gonna look for the button. This did work well last week when we had Willa Stevens on. So hopefully, same scenario applies here.
Nice.
Yeah.
When we were in the Twitch Music Collective together.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Those programs are great. Like they really do. It's really kind of neat it brings people together, and then as you know, it's nice to like have the training experience or just the learning experience and getting to know each other. Oh, look at our friend King's already in the chat. I love it. That's so good. So I've done this. Let me see. Mod settings. No. Can we mute guest star sources? I assume I got that down. I mean, it sounds fine. Like, I'm not really even worried about it. Hey, King, so good to see you tonight. Oh, my goodness. King says I've been camping for an hour or so. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
King is really, really excited about this. I love it. King, so good to see you tonight. Welcome in. I'm happy to report setup was a breeze, and I felt good about our chances in that regard because Jerfo definitely knows gear, and I think it's going to be a big part of our conversation tonight. But yeah, it's pretty good. And how much gear? I mean, we're talking. Like I said, like this is going to be an exciting moment for folks who are not familiar with the Jerfo brand. Like, like just a quick like pre-show question, Jerfo. Like, how do people react to your stream when the first time they see your show and the room and like all the things that you do? Like, do people get surprised and mesmerized by like how much is going on?
I don't know about mesmerized, but there's definitely people like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, so the guitar players are always like, whoa, look at the pedals, dude. Do you have enough pedals? Or how many pedals do you have? So that's definitely a conversation piece. You get the people who are asking about the guitars, which is totally cool. So yeah, I get that on a pretty regular basis.
Cool.
No doubt.
Okay, I think I figured out the button. It's show on stream. Okay. So ready to push a guest on your stream. Awesome. I'm gonna click yes, show guest, push guest, and I think. Do you see any notifications?
Yeah, it says I'm live.
Okay, that's cool. And do you get like an option to like send out a thing? Oh, nice. That did work. I think I got it. I think it did. I think you did the thing. Or did you?
Oh, see, I didn't click anything at all.
Oh.
It just said the stream is now live. Say hi to the viewers.
Okay.
Hi, viewers.
Hey, one of the viewers is our good friend Aaron. What's up, Aaron? Can we give Aaron? Let me go give you a shout out, Aaron. Good to see you again, Aaron. You're gonna love Jerfo tonight, folks. And Aaron, it's great to see you. I hope you're well. Aaron is an incredible part of Sandwich Show history. I mean, before we had. What are we at now? Like 1284. Yeah. So before we had the 1,200 followers and everything, Aaron was one of the first supporters of the show. So that always means a lot. And it's great to have you here. Frosty, welcome in. Frosty's in the chat. I mean, Frosty should be. I guess that makes sense. But it's so great to see you, Frosty. Hope you're well. Where would Frosty be physically right now?
There.
Okay. No one can see that, but Jerfo was pointing upstairs from where his stream room is. Okay. Really cool. But so good to see you, Frosty. Oh my goodness, we got a raid. Okay, let's start the show. Give me a second here. I'm really excited. This is really fun. Your audio's sounding great too, Jerfo. This is awesome. So,
awesome. Yeah,
that's terrific. All right, folks, here we go. Let's start. Thank you so much for the raid, Brad, Lauren, Mipson. Hope your stream was great. I was listening to your playlist too. Brad sent me a playlist of things about Jump. That was fun. It's good stuff. But anyway, let's start. Brad, thank you so much for the raid. It's so good to see you. Hope you're all doing well. I can feel the enthusiasm for this spot tonight, honestly. This is really exciting. First, so thank you so much for joining. My name is Davey. I'm a variety streamer out of Los Angeles. And each week we feature someone from Twitch. And before we introduce our friend Jerfo to the peoples, let me quickly just say hello to our raiding party, Brad Lauren Ipsum. Can we give Brad Lauren Ipsum a shout out? And everybody here, give our friend Brad a follow as well. Great supporter of this channel as well. So good to see you all tonight. All right, so we're gonna do the raid song really quickly. Here we go. All right. I predict a riot. I predict a riot. It's like a death metal speed like raid song. What's going on, Brad? So good to see you tonight. Welcome in, and thank you for contributing the points, folks. Let's say hello to Jerfo the Music Addict. Hi, everybody. Hello, Jerfo. Oh, I love it.
Hiya, friends. It's me, your old pal, Lorem Ipsum. Brad Lorem Ipsum, like your timing could not have been better for a raid. So one of the songs off of one of my albums is called Lorem Ipsum.
Yep.
And as it turns out, this character here, this is Lorem Ipsum.
Nice.
So what an incredible cosmic coincidence. Hi, everybody.
And hello to you too, Jerfo. It's so great to see you. Our friend Jerfo out of Boston is a jazz improv musician, and boy, what an incredible musician our friend is. Let's say hello to Brad. Welcome in. Good to see you again. And thank you for the points for the 6 piano stream challenge, everybody. Keep those coming. We are moving along in that scenario too. Pinball, have a good lurk. And thank you. Good to see you again, Pinball. But Jerfo, it is great to see you, and we have some exciting news to announce in that on the Jerfo front. Jerfo has new music coming out next week, and you have an opportunity to pre-save now using this link. So I will put the link in the chat. There you go. Oh no, pre-order. Excuse me. Pre-order this now on Bandcamp, and it'll be released about a week from now. So very exciting stuff. And Jerfo, if you wouldn't, but to start, like first of all your original music's really fun, but what can you say about Nanigans, your latest upcoming release?
So, I mean, doesn't the title say it all? But so on my channel, folks obviously accumulate channel points. And if they really like one of my jams, they can spend 30,000 channel points and say, you, Mr. Jerfo, need to release this jam on Bandcamp. So these are 4 such jams, including, actually, let me think about this for a second. I think for the first time in a long time, King Damebreaker was not one of the people to request these. So they were requested by Panda Kaizen, Duelin, Keyborg, and an uneducated potato. So 4 jams requested from them. The opening and closing tracks, kind of sandwiching the album, no pun intended. Kind of,
I love it.
They're really vibey, really laid back, vibey sorts of tracks. And then in the middle, there's a little bit more intensity to the tracks. Mm-hmm. But it's kind of neat how each EP, a lot of these recent EPs have been exclusively from Twitch live streams, but they all have their own kind of distinct vibe to them. Like the last one, Redemption Volume 2, was generally like super heavy, like really heavy and intense. Yep. This one's just got a lot more chill vibes to it. I think people are really going to like it.
I think one of my favorite things about your music is it does have really good personality, and I think that's a good point. Like each one of your releases seems to have a different feel to it, which keeps everything fresh, and I do enjoy that. Like it's really Tina French, welcome in. Welcome. It's good to see you again, Tina. Nice. Jerfo, you do have a really great community. You mentioned your mods. Like it's really cool to see King in our chat. And Aaron also says, as far as Nanigans, top-notch title, to be honest. And I agree, it's a great title. Very apropos.
Absolutely apropos. And if I may self-promote for a second, I have a merch store, and we've already got some Nanigans merch available.
Oh my gosh, that sounds great.
including a Nanigans notebook. So if you need some means of keeping track of all your Nanigans, it is, nobody will suspect that you're keeping your Nanigans in a notebook entitled Nanigans.
So good. Now, I do want to point out one other thing from our friend Jerfo tonight. He's wearing the same shirt, and I promise it was not planned. But okay,
it was not.
That is phenomenal, serendipitous timing. So that's Jerfo's shirt tonight, and this is the shirt he wore during Dino Stream Fest. Take a look at that during the big finish of the Dino Streamer medley. Look at that. That was just like the coolest coincidence of all, like the biggest coincidence of the year. It's a great shirt. Like I was just like, I didn't even notice it the first time I saw the segment. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's like reading Rambo. That's just like perfect. Like it's like kind of like shades. I don't know who inspired that shirt, but that's a really clever shirt. I think it's really great to come. Like that's like the ultimate mashup, really.
So it really is. It's like it's mashing up a whole bunch of different things. But what happened is like several years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, there was like it was Kickstarter or Indiegogo campaign or something like that to bring back Reading Rainbow, and my wife supported it. Frosty Gemini, who's in chat, supported it, and she got a Reading Rainbow shirt. And around the same time, I was getting emails from Woot for like their daily T-shirt deal or something like this, and they had this one. I'm like, well, that's kind of perfect. If my wife's going to get a Reading Rainbow shirt, I'm going to get a Reading Rainbow shirt.
Love it. Yeah, it's pretty brilliant. Like it's it's just funny to see, Jordy with like like an semi-automatic rifle.
It works on so many levels.
I appreciate, yeah. Oh, we have a milestone streak. Stuart, hey, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. Yeah, I hope you're hanging in there, my friend.
Hey, Stuart, nice to see you.
Yeah. Charlie, welcome in. Love your emotes, Charlie. Charlie's Beats has joined us in the chat, too. I've seen Charlie around your chat as well, so like I think we're seeing that people have flocked to this show to get to know our good friend Jerfo. And so it's kind of amazing to see where your channel has gone. I remember it was not even that long ago. I remember your Faces Melted counter, which is the number of followers on your channel, was right around like 900. I'm like, I remember how big it was when Jerfo got to 1,000, and now it's like we're almost at 2,400, or maybe right at 2,400, folks. You can make it even more than that, folks.
So during my stream yesterday, we hit 2,400. We hit 2,401, and we ended stream at 2,498. Excuse me, 2398. 2398. So
it's all right.
Either some people followed and were like, yeah, not so much, or some bots were expunged from the Twitch system, or perhaps a little from column A and a little from column B.
Gotcha. Yeah, I gotcha. Oh, and Smack Talk 94 has joined us. What's up, Smack?
We got Smack Talk. We got Panda. Hello, wonderful people.
It's great to see you, Panda, and Tina. It's really cool to. Yep. See, I think it's really fun to see. Well, that 2,400 is happening. So, folks, shout out to the channel. If you're not following our friend Jerfo, absolutely do it. And I think the coolest thing about it is, like, I think what's interesting is that you can be an improv musician, which you very much are, but it's a bop. Like, it's just like every time I hear it, like I mentioned, like I have coffee every time because it's when you stream, it's usually it's around 9 a.m. Pacific, so it's like around noon where you are, and it's just like you're just like doing this like when you so it's a really, you've really caught on to something pretty good. So like your genre is jazz fusion, but
let's talk about that a little bit.
Absolutely.
I have a really difficult time when people ask me, hey, what is it that you do? Like, I have a hard time answering that question. So I've actually been putting in my stream description lately, everybody's favorite rock fusion, metal, funk, electronica, ambient musician, something along those lines. Because it's like there's a little bit of all that stuff that kind of goes into the gumbo.
Yeah,
that's my music. So
yeah.
I even hesitate to include the jazz word. Like when I played the jazz on raid trains a few times, it always feels weird because what I do certainly has elements of jazz in it, but it's not like you would not listen to that and say, "Oh, that's definitely jazz music." So
that's
Evange. Thank you for following Davey.
Yeah, thank you so much for the follow, Evange 408, and Potato's in the chat too. What's going on, Potato? So good to see you, my friend.
Bud.
So many of your friends have come through. I really appreciate it. But now, Panda, thank you for the follow. I mean, absolutely, very, very kind of you to follow. Yeah, I think you're right about that though, because like if you just go to the channel and you don't read the description or anything, I don't think you necessarily take away from that as strictly a jazz channel at all. I think there's a little bit of everything going on. There's like funk. There's like you said, electronica, dance, pop. It can be modern and retro at the same time. Honestly, I don't really get any specific thing from it other than it's fun and it's really great. And the number of instruments you played, I remember we met at TwitchCon like back in October, and I was asking how many pedals you have, and I can see it looks like you have like 200 of them behind you, and maybe I think you said 40 of them are in use like actively, which is
it's probably somewhere in that ballpark.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I've probably got, I don't know, a couple hundred total. There's more than what's back here and what's
Mm-hmm.
on the floor.
Yeah.
There's also kind of the pedal annex around the corner from here, where I keep the surplus.
That's phenomenal. Like, and you can see there's like a lot of different types of keyboards in place. Yeah, I see a Fender Rhodes. Is that what I'm looking at over there?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Wow. That's a great electric piano. How does it feel playing things like that? And
so interestingly, it feels awful. No, I use it multiple times a stream, every stream, and it has that sound, and it sounds amazing. But how does it feel? It is easily the worst feeling instrument that I have in the collection here.
That's funny.
Wow. Like it's you have to really bang on the keys. I have one key that like will only play if you kind of like play an adjacent note first. So
just like any classic car, really.
so yeah, that's kind of exactly it. And it's got it's got cigarette burns on it from the people who owned it before. But I got it back in like 1999, 2000, something like that, for $100, which these days that's unheard of to get a Fender Rhodes for that cheap. But it's because it lived a hard life before before it met me. So I keep it around because it has that sound, but man, it's not an easy instrument to play.
I'm so glad I asked that question. Like, it really gives you an idea. Like, sometimes, it's tough. There's more to the story than what you see. It's pretty neat. Tina, thank you so much for the points for the Sticks Piano Stream Challenge. Let's catch up on chat. There's a lot of great comments in the chat. So first, Stuart said a little while back, well worth the follow, which I completely agree. And then we have, let's see, we're going through this, and King says, yeah, fit that on a Scrabble board. Oh, I think that's when you were saying when you like electronica, dance, pop, jazz, funk, fusion, bossa nova, whatever. I mean, all the things you said. And then Potato said later, hi, my name is Jerfo, and I play vaguely specific music. I love that. Now you mentioned all the pedals that you do have in use. First of all, I'd love to see a camera like looking at all those pedals. Like do you have a pedal cam? I don't even know.
I used to.
I see.
I used to have one, and I should probably put one in place again.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of my folks who were around like way in the very beginning, they're like, Jeff, I really miss the pedal cam.
Yeah.
And they asked me, what kind of socks are you wearing? Because I would have to wear really interesting socks because there'd be a pedal cam, and if I'm just wearing plain white socks or something like that's not going to do. So I had this collection of really interesting socks that I got. At which point I like kind of immediately got rid of pedal cam, and now I have all these socks and nobody to see them. It's quite a shame.
I hear that. I mean, and Panda says the pedal cam was fun. Yeah, I missed out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of these days that it is on the to-do list to get a pedal camera. Maybe I'll mount something up on the ceiling and have the camera looking down on the studio.
Yep. Aaron says, yes, interesting socks, very important. It's true. Like, I think they make all the difference. Like, it's dazzling sometimes to see the sock that people have. King says, so then started GoFundMe for fun socks. There you go.
I do not need any more socks.
I was going to say.
Do not need any more socks. My goodness. Because for my birthday this past year apparently coincided with National Sock Day. So my girls got me like a dozen pair of socks for my birthday.
Oh,
and they're
I love
great.
It.
I am not accepting sock contributions at this time.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. So what do each of the pedals do? Like, what kind of sounds do they make? Like, how would you describe the function for the many pedals that are in use during a typical Jerfo stream?
Yeah, so I just throwing some socks. No, we are not throwing some socks. So some of them add a little bit of dirt to the song. So you take to the sound. So you take a little bit of your clean guitar tone and add a little bit of what we call overdrive to it. It's kind of the equivalent of back in the day. You'd plug your guitar straight into an amplifier. You'd turn the amplifier up to 11 and kind of get some grit from your sound that way. And admittedly, a lot of people still do that. Pedals can kind of get you that same sort of effect in a much smaller footprint, and give you more variety of tones than just say one single amplifier could get you. So that's one sort of function that a pedal will do. Other pedals provide reverberation. Other pedals provide what we call delay, which is basically just repeating your signal kind of softer and softer and softer, to give your guitar sound a little bit of a sense of space. I have some other kind of more more esoteric ones that I have one pedal that will infinitely sustain whatever sound that you just played, and every time you hit the button on the pedal, it will add another layer of sustain on top of what you just played.
Wow.
So I use that to kind of build some interest in the backgrounds of what I'm playing. Mm-hmm. So and so on and so forth. There's this kind of if you can imagine it, chances are there's a pedal that can do it and make that sound.
It almost seems like pedals were the Ableton of the the pre-computers. Like, it just seems like
in a way.
Yeah. Because that's like all the things that it's so interesting to see. And how do you wire that into a mixer? That's a lot of pedals.
The setup is pretty complex. Mm-hmm. Because I have 2 different pedal boards just for guitar. Mm-hmm. Each with its own looper. So and a stereo output from each one of them. So my DAW, my digital audio workstation, has 16 or 20 different inputs in it, and I make use of nearly all of them.
Yeah.
So it's pretty complex, and when something doesn't work, trying to find the root cause of the thing that's causing the problem, can be a little bit of a challenge. Yeah,
I can only imagine. Like, oh, this doesn't sound right, and it's like, well, which one is it?
But I've kind of learned over the couple of years that I've been doing this, two and a half years that I've been streaming now. I've kind of figured out, okay, well, if my guitar starts sounding like this, then it's probably this pedal, and the fix is to just turn that pedal off and turn it on again. Mm-hmm. If it's this, then it's probably a cable, so I just kick this pedal, and that usually fixes the problem, and stuff like that. So more reason for me to get foot cam, so you can see the ballet that is the Jerfo the Music Addict channel behind the scenes.
Yeah, I think the chat is absolutely dead on when they say that's probably the most exciting pedal cam you can imagine on this platform, because the sheer number of pedals and then the different effects that they do. I just think that if it were ever to make a comeback, I think that would be a really fun highlight of the program. Catching up in chat, Aaron says, at this time, everyone stand by. Someday more socks shall be needed. King says, justice for footwear.
Justice for footwear. If somebody could put that. So in my Discord, I have a channel just for song titles, mm-hmm. potential. Because when you do instrumental songs, you can name them more or less whatever you want.
Yeah.
So every time I hear one that sounds like a potentially good song title, I'm all over it. So justice for footwear, that needs to go in the song titles channel, like, immediately.
I love that there is a song title channel, folks. Like, all the more reason to hang out with our friend Jerfo. Here's the link if you also want to so this link also will take you eventually by second hand will take you to the Discord too, which I think is worthwhile. So definitely go to the Discord as well. So my follow-up question is this: you're doing jazz improv loop, like, I guess you would call them loops. Like, it'd just be a long jazz improv moments, let's say. It runs about like 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Would you believe I was surprised to find out that you have a song list? I'm like, because if it's improv, like, do you need to request would you still take song requests? Or I suppose that's part of the plan too?
The song requests, I started that, I don't know, a few months ago when I did an all requests stream.
Okay.
I did an all basically an all singing stream, which was I learned a valuable lesson in that stream, Davey. I learned not to throw out your voice by song number 2.
Oh yeah,
because I was really struggling to sing anything by the end of not even by the end of it. By song number 3, I was really struggling to sing anything. But anyway, so I kept the song list alive, and what folks can do is they can spend. Here's the full list. You can spend 10,000 channel points and get me to play a song from the list. You can spend 50,000 channel points to get me to do it without complaining. You can, or if you do a tier 2 sub, 500 bits, or $5 donation, I will also gladly play a song without complaining. But most people seem to enjoy the complaining, so they
that's
will
what I was saying.
spend the 10,000 channel points.
I think that's part of the enjoyment of this. That's funny. Can you still make that go about 10 minutes or so, or do you just simply play it straight up?
No, so and most of those I usually like just find a karaoke track on YouTube and sing over it and occasionally play some guitar over it as well. But yeah, recently we've done. Let me think. What did we do the other day? If anybody in chat was in stream and can remember what I just played, it was a song that I hadn't done on stream before. Shoot, it's escaping me. But I've done like Ozzy's Crazy Train a few times. I've done a whole bunch of Steely Dan songs, some Herbie Hancock tracks. But yeah, I've got a whole, an actual song list of songs where I will sing.
That is, well, you do have I would never undersell your voice because your voice definitely is a very high point as well. It's a sweet voice. Speaking of complaining, Aaron has cited this very accurately. Boozled redeem, which definitely incurs some complaining on my end. Thank you, Aaron, for the redeem. I appreciate. Despite the complaining, it's always fun to do this for the content. And so let me show you how this works, Jerfo. If you've not before, if you've not before tried a Bean Boozled redeem. Oh shoot! I gotta stop this one. Okay, so here we go. This is Bean Boozled. It's a jelly bean which has one of 2 flavors. One of them is a good flavor. One of them is a terrible flavor. Frequently, it is a terrible flavor. I'm gonna go with this one tonight. Maximum Pain. This is either gonna be. I think this is what I think it is. Yeah, this is either gonna be toasted marshmallow. It's brown. You can't really see it here, but. This is either toasted marshmallow or it is stink bug. Oh, man. It's not good, Jerfo.
Good luck, Davey.
Thank you. That was a great transition. I gotta give King's right. That was a great transition, Aaron. I appreciate Aaron is really good with these segues. Props to Aaron for that. All right, let's see. Holy cow! Oh my god, I got the good one! Oh my goodness! Aaron says it's a talent. Yeah! Booze in the chat. So I'll do this. If we get I think I got this fair and square. I've had so many bad ones over the year or so that we've done the show. But better luck next time, everybody. Oh man, that's rare. Jerfo, you've been witness to part of history. Like we get maybe 3 good beans a year. So that was
wow,
rare moment, folks.
Also a good song title.
What is it? 3 good beans a year? Is that the song title?
It could be either way. 3 good beans, 3 good beans a year. That's. I would accept either one as a potential song title.
3 good beans. I'm gonna go on Bandcamp and see 3 good beans a year. I'm I'd be so happy. I'm gonna love that.
That is a vast. I shouldn't say a vast majority of the fun because I really enjoy making the music. But after all is said and done, being able to go back and name these tracks and just being able to, in most cases, up the ridiculousness of the names of the tracks. Some of them actually have some significance. Like for example, there's special significance to the opening track, the Broken Mirror. There's significance to the actually the second track was named entirely by Doolin, who not only requested redeem the track on my channel, but they also messaged me in private on Discord and say, hey, would you mind naming it this? So they kind of got exclusive naming rights. But the third track is, you know, I'll give folks a hint in chat. Not even a hint. I'll tell outright. So the name of the third track on my upcoming EP is Keys to Assimilation. And it was requested by Keyborg. So
I love that.
Keys, Borg, assimilate. If for folks who are familiar with Star Trek, the Next Generation. So there you go. You are all privy to the genesis of a song title.
That's really cool. Some BTS there. I love that. And
then the last one is I appreciate your nanigans, because it was redeemed by Potato, and of course I very much appreciate all of Potato's nanigans in my chat.
Potato is really great with the nanigans. So Potato, it's really great to. I'm honored to have you in our chat too tonight, by the way. So good to see you, Potato. King, let's go ahead and give a shout out to Keyboard too, because Keyboard 60, because good friend of ours over here too. So she must be so honored to have that immortalized in the title of a song, and
she might be if she knew.
Right. If she picks up on it, right? Correct.
Yeah.
All right, folks. So now I can see it is 9:30 Eastern, which means for us, it is time for a staple of this program since the very beginning, back in May 2021, and that means, everyone, it is time for the. Wait for it.
Oh boy.
Sandwich of the week, and it's time to reveal sandwiches. And I think I'm gonna tell you, I saw that in the back, but I believe I know what the sandwich of the week is for Jerfo. Let's see it. It counts.
This.
Ooh.
So I got these, and then I retroactively had to think of, okay, whose birthday are we celebrating? And so I went through and found, famous celebrity birthdays for March 8th. And let me say, the pickings are somewhat slim for March 8th. Not a lot of A-listers born on March 8th. But you know who was? A comedian named Jethro. So anybody named Jethro is immediately my arch nemesis, because I get called Jeffro all the time. So
it's like Car to Kit, like if you remember Knight Rider, like they had Kit, and then Car was like his arch nemesis.
So we have my sandwich, because it's fairly late Eastern time. So my sandwich is some birthday cake flavored Oreo cookies sandwiches.
Those look good. Enjoy, my friend.
Well, I have this. I'm opening this for the first time.
Ooh, unboxing of Oreos, folks.
Yes. So, what have you got, Davey?
Well, I want to see. Well, before we do that, let's go take a look at this reveal. This looks exciting. This is always exciting. Opening a package of Oreos. There they go.
That's very different. All right. So we tried the twist.
Do the twist. Ooh, I like the focus there. Whoa.
All right.
Do you see the sprinkles in the cream? Nice. Okay, so let's show what I've got tonight. Nicely done. That's a good one. It's a quality sandwich. Cookie sandwiches are very much on brand. Pandas's Wes Montgomery's birthday was on the 6th too. I love it. I also love this. This is the sandwich I made tonight. I call this the multi-melt. So this is a layered sequence of cheddar cheese with turkey. If I could just get this in focus. There we go. Turkey and London broil on grilled sourdough bread with air-fried potato chips from Kettle Chips and some can't really see it from here, but this also has some horseradish cream sauce for dipping purposes. So the multi-melt, I'm really proud of this one. This is great. Can't wait to try it.
I'm impressed.
Thank you. I'm definitely proud of this one. How are those Oreos tasting so far?
So I had one, and I would recommend.
Nice.
I mean, certainly not as a replacement for the original Oreo, but variety is a good thing. And I think that these work really well. Again, let me see if I can do any sort of a close-up here. Come on.
It's focused on your face.
Oh my gosh. Like the one time it decides to focus on my face. There we go.
Yeah, great question by Panda. No milk or oat milk? Good question.
No, I'm afraid not. I have today's not a sponsor is Dr. Pepper. Ooh. Zero sugar. All the great Dr. Pepper taste, 0 calories, an adequate amount of caffeine to help get you through a late night stream with Davey is eating a sandwich.
I love it a lot. That's a phenomenal choice. Dr. Pepper is like one of the better, not even better, one of the best diet sodas out there. Like they've always tasted so consistent. Like it's probably the closest to the original Dr. Pepper that you'll get with a soda, right? Like if you talk about Diet Coke is just like it tastes nothing like regular Coke, but Diet Dr. Pepper
not even close.
Nah.
Diet Coke is the cruel joke of the soda world.
Very much. Oh my gosh, you got in the raid, Kevin. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in. How you doing? I agree with Diet Mountain Dew as well. Dr. Pepper is the best soda. Cherry Coke is for sure. Welcome in, everybody. Kevin, thank you so much. I predict a riot. Our good friend Kevin Edward Music has joined us. Welcome in, Kevin. How's it going? Mounts, can we shout out Kevin Edward Music in the chat? Thank you so much. And folks, give our friend Kevin a follow. I hope everything's going well for you, Kevin. Welcome in. Kevin's a musician out of the Philippines, and we're speaking with a musician out of Boston tonight. And my name is Davey. I'm a variety streamer. I host interviews once a week called The Sandwich Show, and this week's Sandwich Show interview guest is an incredibly talented friend of ours. Jerfo the Music Addict has joined us, and currently we're jamming on some Oreos and some grilled sandwiches over here. Here's what I got. I got this one. This is called the multi-melt, for those of you rating it from Kevin's channel. Oops. I have lighting problems up the wazoo here. But trust me, this looks really good. I will post a photo of this on Instagram just so folks get a better idea what it looks like. Jerfo has an awesome sandwich. Oh, you got the close-up. That looks good.
There we go.
That looked good, yeah. The camera cooperated this time. I love it. Not Demo Fellow, welcome in. It's good to see you again tonight. Oh my gosh. One of our newest friends, not Demo Fellow. It's so great to see you, my friend. Kevin, so great to see you too. Hope you're well. Hope your stream was great. But give our friend Kevin Edward Music a follow. I mean, our friend knows music is pretty sweet too. Prof Schlaff has joined us. Ooh, I'm excited about this one. I want to learn more, learn some bands to check out. Jazz fusion is not a genre I tend to do much with. Jerfo, if you could speak on that for a sec. I know you mentioned your music covers a lot of different genres, but within the boundary of jazz fusion, if someone was new to the genre, which bands would you recommend to that person?
So I think a great starting point would be some of Jeff Beck's albums from the mid-'70s, because Jeff Beck is probably best known as legendary rock guitarist. Tragically passed away in just this past January. But he did several fantastic albums that sort of leaned towards jazz fusion in the mid-'70s. So he did an album in 1975 called Blow by Blow, produced by George Martin, the Beatles' longtime producer. And it's very accessible. It's a great starting point. Because I think a lot of folks who really aren't into, as Frank Zappa used to call it, the statistical density of jazz fusion, could really get into that album because it has sort of the jazzy tendencies, but it's something that it's not difficult for anybody to grasp. I got into it when I was 9 years old, so you know it was not difficult to get on board with. And then his follow-up album Wired kind of goes in a little bit more of a fusiony direction, but even then it's still very accessible. So I think those are two great places to start. Then from there, maybe you can try like one of the classic fusion bands like Chick Corea's Return to Forever. And some of the electric albums that they did, like Hymn of the Seventh Galaxy, Where Have I Known You Before, No Mystery, Romantic Warrior. Romantic Warrior is probably a pretty good starting point of those four. And then, if that has whet your appetite for more, then there's, a whole bunch of tangents that you can go on just based upon the members of that band. Because Chick Corea had a very long and prolific career, and his bass player Stanley Clarke had his own long and prolific career, and Al Di Meola, the guitarist of that era of Return to Forever, has had an extremely long and prolific career. So, but yeah, those are probably some decent starting points.
That's phenomenal. Yeah, I mean, it's a great question. It's like I have I'm pretty familiar with it, but not as familiar as you are, and I think that's really cool that to give everyone a starting point, and then it takes you different directions. Like you can get into, like some bands like Weather Report, and I know Spyro Gyra is like one of my personal favorite bands. Like that's a good one. It takes you in many different spots. And then there are even established jazz names that are also into jazz fusion. So like two I think of off the top of my head, Herbie Hancock and Miles Davis. Like, does it surprise you that those like traditional type jazz musicians got into that sort of thing?
Certainly not Miles, because Miles was always looking forward. He got bored very easily. So he was always looking for what the next thing would be. And specifically in the late 60s, he saw what was happening specifically with Jimi Hendrix, and Miles was like, wow, that this dude has, first of all, he's unbelievable, but also he has these huge crowds and people screaming over him, and I want that. So Miles would even admit like that was what he wanted. So he was like, okay, let me take what I know, which is this jazz stuff, and let me, throw a whole bunch of stuff against the wall and see what sticks. So he did a couple albums in 1969. He did In a Silent Way and Bitches Brew. My favorite of the two is actually In a Silent Way, but Bitches Brew is kind of the one that gets all the attention. Right. It's like being the birth of jazz fusion. I think anybody who wants to give it a try, I'm not going to discourage you from it, but it's a pretty dense album. Like it's difficult to get into at first because there's kind of a lot going on, and if you go into it expecting, like Kenny G style fusion, you're probably not going to get that.
I love that comment.
But yeah, my preference for an album to actually listen to is In a Silent Way.
That's
very simple, very, electric instrumentation, has three different electric piano / Hammond organ players going at any particular point in time. I think Herbie Hancock, Chick Corea, and Joe Zawinul are literally playing on the same tracks at the same time on that album, which is kind of crazy when you think of like just all the incredible musicians who came like from those two albums and then went on to amazing careers of their own. But anyway, Miles then like took that sort of idea and took it like in an even kind of noisier and funkier direction. And by the mid 70s, before he went on kind of a 5-year hiatus, like the best way to describe what he was doing was like jazz jungle funk. It was I remember, so my practice wife, I played a track from Miles's Kind of Blue album, and she was like, it's doesn't all of his stuff sound like this? So then I put on the opening track from his On the Corner album.
Right.
And she's like, "Oh, I guess not."
I mean, yeah.
Because it's this loud, noisy funk with this, crazy percussion going on in the background, and there's 3 different drummers pounding away, and this funk groove going on in the background, and it's yeah. So Miles was always looking for whatever that, looking beyond the horizon to see what was coming up beyond it.
I completely agree with Panda's comment. What a thing to say! Like the literal musician who kept reinventing himself like practically every year, to say it all sounds the same is crazy to me. Crazy, like. Oh my goodness! Like anyway, let's catch up on the rest of the chat. Kevin, first of all, that's awesome that you got to do a beach underwater stream. That sounds like a really fun time. So, Panda says home genre tubes. Prof Soft says Miles did every genre of jazz, which is quite. I would say that's true. Would you agree with that?
I mean, he certainly did a lot. I would have to like really think hard. Like he never did like Dixieland and
okay.
and stuff like that. But
that's true.
But he did a lot.
Yeah.
He was there, and he never really did like traditional sort of 1930s style swing. But after that, he cut his teeth in bebop, and then he kind of invented cool jazz, and then he sort of invented post bop, and then he kind of invented fusion. And then he kind of invented jazz funk. So
I love
but yeah, so he just like every few years it was something completely different, and chances are he was the one either inventing it or innovating it.
So yeah, Zydeco not a thing with, but other than that,
not so much.
I love that you broke all this down while holding a cookie. It's fantastic. But I think it's great. Sentiments. Prof Schloff says it's amazing how many genres Miles made an album that became a seminal example of that genre.
Yeah.
And folks in chat,
he was even incorporating hip hop into jazz, like right before he passed away.
Yeah.
His last album that was released in his lifetime, Doo-Bop, was basically jazz and hip hop combined with the kind of what's implied in the title. So he was always looking for that next thing.
It's really cool to see how ahead of the curve someone like Miles Davis was. And I don't even think it gets appreciated enough, to be honest with you. Like, I think more people know the hard bop era of Miles Davis. This is just my outsider point of view, but it seems like more people are familiar with that part of Miles Davis's career rather than the latter end, which seems like he was doing a lot more with music.
Yeah, no doubt. And that's, again, that's why my practice wife was like, oh, doesn't all this stuff sound like that? Because that's the, probably the stuff that the folks, if they're familiar with any of it, it's the stuff that they're familiar with.
Yeah. Very much so. Last comment we'll get to here. Kevin Edward Music, and do you guys like cake? And I don't know if you mean just like cake, like the food, or the band, but...
Or the band.
Feel free to clarify. I like both. I am a big fan of both regular cake and the band cake. It'd be interesting to see how would you classify that band. That's kind of an interesting query. Like,
that's a really interesting one. Yeah, I have no idea how you would categorize those guys.
Very fun group though. The band. Okay, yeah. Well, I definitely like them. What would your takeaway be of the band cake?
Band cake. Good song title.
It's great.
Yeah. Your guess is as good as mine.
Oh, I got you.
Like I don't really, Kevin is saying sweet funky. I like sweet funk.
Yeah.
I could go with that.
Funk is rather apropos with their sound, yeah. Rock funk. It's definitely more funk than anything else, I think. Like,
there's also there was always this kind of quirky side to them as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I think the biggest thing that stuck out with me is their time signatures were just never. They were never the same as everybody else. Like, it was always doing something. They were always like playing things differently, even within the album, like there's different songs have different. We're completely all over the place. Where like for example, Everclear, every single song sounds about the same because like it's the same cadence, same time signature, kind of same like 3 or 4 chords all the time. Cake is all over the place, but that's why we love them. Like it was really great. Well, the sweet part made sense. It's Cake. Absolutely. Aaron is absolutely right. That's absolutely right. It's on point. 100%. Dave Brubeck has entered the chat. Let's see. Prof Schlaf. I mean, you can't begrudge someone with being mostly familiar with Miles and Kind of Blue. It's a perfect album to me.
Certainly.
Yeah.
There's nothing, absolutely nothing wrong with that. But yeah, I get you're dredging up bitter memories of the what I refer to as my practice wife, what normal people would refer to it as their ex-wife. So yeah,
we can kind of leave it at that. That's fine. Yeah, I do have a completely unrelated question though. When you start an improv on stream, what is your basis? Like, do you have like a chord progression you go with that you run with, or do you just like play a chord and then just you come up with the next one after the fact? Like,
yeah. So the answer it truly just comes to me on the spot.
Oh.
And I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, most of the chord progressions that I do when I'm making my live loops are nothing that extreme. But yeah, so I will generally come up with a drum beat first, and what'll happen is I'll bring up a kit on this thing that I keep pointing to that you guys can't really see. But yeah, I'll bring up a drum kit on my MPC Touch, and once I kind of hear what the drums sound like, I'll be like, okay, well, here's a rhythm that has just popped into my head. Let's loop that rhythm. And then, okay, now that I have that rhythm, what would be a bass line that I feel like would fit over that? Or sometimes I'll do chords on guitar first over that drum beat. But it's all coming to me on the spot.
Mm-hmm. That's phenomenal. Like honestly, like that. And what's interesting about your process is that it's quite legitimately how people record music in the studio, right? It's like you start with a rhythm section, drums and bass, and then you layer in, kind of like, I don't know, I guess, what do you call it? Rhythm,
Yeah, so a rhythm guitar part.
Yeah,
so
rhythm guitar.
Either rhythm guitar part or some keyboard, either comping some chords using say a Rhodes patch that I can loop, or maybe a Hammond organ sound or something like that, or some sort of synthesizer pad in the background. It really depends on kind of how things come together. Each one is different.
Yep. It's true, and that's the magic of it, and it's nice. It's cool that you have the ability to do those kind of things, like kind of do it all on the fly. And I think maybe that's something that comes with experience.
Yeah, and experience, and I have I have the ability to play all the instruments because I've been doing it so long, and I've been so music obsessed for so long. So, and I have a lot because I'm also, I'm not just, Jeff, the casual appreciator of music. I'm Jerfo the Music Addict. So I have, a big library of music kind of up here, and a big library of beats and stuff like that I can kind of call upon when I need to.
Fantastic. We're catching up on chat. Unedged Potato says begins to take numbers, maybe even talking about Dave Brubeck, begins to take numbers, maybe even 5 for some unknown reason. Let's go,
Davey. I'm gonna be right back because I want to retrieve a Dave Brubeck thing that I have just outside of the room.
Okay.
So yes,
let's do it.
I mean, truly, I'll be back in 20 seconds.
Okay. Well, here in 20 seconds, I'm gonna play this for you. Beautiful line. Let's catch up on the rest of the chat though. So Panda says lasagna is cake though. And then King says Panda going off the rails. And then Panda says fish cakes too. Boston dude, crab cakes. Yeah, for sure. And King says, is that another song title? And then It segues to that should be the title of the next album, Panda Going Off the Rails. But meanwhile, we have this from Jerfo. Let's take a look.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
So, I have a very sizable music collection, and one of the things that I have here is a very rare direct-to-disc recording of Dave Brubeck. But what really gets me, it even has the limited edition seal on it and everything. But I don't know. What really gets me is the fact that this is with his sons, and I absolutely love the fact that he was able to play for a number of years with his kids. I find that to be amazing. But this was recorded direct to disc. So back in the late 70s, one of the things that they did to kind of get these really kind of ultra high fidelity recordings was they kind of cut out a whole bunch of the process where sound quality could get degraded. So for example, like recording to tape, as good as the tape machines got towards the late 70s and as good as noise reduction got with either DBX or Dolby or what have you, it was still a layer of noise that would get added to the equation. There'd be some generation loss when you recorded to tape, perhaps did a whole bunch of overdubs onto that tape, replayed it over and over and over again, and then eventually cut your master from that. When you recorded direct to disc, you were truly recording directly to a vinyl master copy of the album. So very often, not always, but very often, the sound quality of these releases is like unparalleled. They sound fantastic. But the issue was, once you stamped X number of copies from that master, that was it. And which means, like, to this day, for example, like, this has never been re-released in any form. So never released on CD, never released on any streaming format, anything like that. So this is it.
That's crazy. So you couldn't even do a tape of it. Like, I mean, they weren't forward thinking enough, I guess. But here's a follow up to that. What is the pressure like to record an album like that? If it's direct to disc, you don't get do-overs.
That's the thing. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, you would have to record an entire side at a time. This is actually a double album, so 4 sides. So if you screwed up anything on one side, you would have to then start over again and start the entire side over again. So you could record a track, pause the recording, take a break, get yourself situated for the next track, and then resume from there. But that was it. That was the only break that you'd get on a record side. So yeah, it was a lot of pressure to get it right. Absolutely. And ultimately what would happen is, the musicians would occasionally, if they didn't quite get it right the first time, they'd have to kind of burn that particular master and go with another one.
I can imagine that being very expensive. I'm just thinking.
Quite.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Prof Schloff says, well, it's jazz. No other genre could do that. It's not even possible. Because classical, think of how many instruments. Classical, I think classical might be the only other one that might possibly be able to.
And as it so happened, there were a bunch of classical direct-to-disc recordings as well, which makes sense. You get these orchestras that are extremely well-rehearsed, filled with extremely talented and capable musicians who are just capable of just banging out a track over and over and over again, like almost robot-like precision.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness, Kyle Gates, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that very much, and welcome in.
Hey, Kyle, nice to see you, bud.
Yeah. We're chatting with our good friend Jerfo the Music Addict, who has quite, just this discussion right here lives up to the name. Honestly, like, this is incredible. This is incredible. This is incredible information. Incredible institutional knowledge of like the process of recording music, playing music, doing music. Mr. Gamer, thank you so much for. I've seen Miss Gamer too, and thank you so much for the follow, my friend.
Miss Gamer, nice to see you, my friend. Lots of folks from my channel.
Hey, Call Sign Flip has joined us. What's going on? Can we give a shout out to Call Sign Flip? Welcome in. Nice to see you again, my friend. Welcome. So, call stuff. Talk about improv. Like, there's another vocal improv in the case of our friend Flip.
Awesome.
Mods, give our friend Flip a shout out in the chat if you wouldn't mind. And so last thing I wanted to get into. No, I think we covered a lot though. Like, that's really cool. I just wanted to catch up in chat just to get some cool comments in here. Smack Talk 94. I got the chance to see Dave Brubeck in concert a couple years before his passing. That's awesome. Potato says at least it's not in Hyper Mega Insta ban your retrieve rather than the album. That's really wild. Prof Schloss says there is also a nice harmonica solo, and I believe the harmonica jazz is also underrepresented. True. And the last comment from Prof Schloss, I would be worried about playing that album. The pressure of putting it down and picking up a needle and not scratching anything. Jerfo.
Funny you should mention that.
I was gonna say, I think we're both kind of segueing to it.
I'm uniquely qualified to discuss that. So one of the pieces of gear that I have is called the ELP laser turntable. So there is no stylus on the turntable. It uses 5 laser beams to track the grooves and reproduce the sound from a record. So it is. I actually have a video published on YouTube discussing, kind of all the pros and cons of that system. But a record like this is like the perfect thing to play on the ELP because there's no stylus to groove contact. There's no wear that happens on it. And that's YouTube decided that video was going to be very popular in January.
I saw it.
So I got, like 140,000 views in January or something along those lines. And then February rolled around and they said, oh, no, this video is so January 2023. Now, I put it out in like October 2021 to mostly crickets. But for whatever reason, YouTube the algorithm decided that January 2023 was the month of laser turntables, and that as soon as February 1st rolled around, we're no longer showing this video to anybody. It is now old news. That's too bad because it is a great video. I watched the thing in its entirety, and I love the example you used in it. And there's a good challenge to that, as as anybody on YouTube knows, like coming up with music to demonstrate in a video is hard because you have DMCA issues. If you want to monetize your video in particular, and I presume that's kind of part of the motivation when someone does this. What do you do in that space? You picked a great song though. Like I think. Yeah. So all the tracks that I picked were from material that was never released digitally, and it was from all artists who were deceased. So the reason I did it that way was A, so that there wouldn't be any there wouldn't be DMC, there wouldn't be any content ID matches for those tracks, but also so I wouldn't be stealing money from any living artists, because ultimately it would be kind of unfair if I was making money off of their music somehow, even though the music itself is just kind of a small piece of the whole video. But still, if they were still alive, I would want them to get compensated from it. I suppose theoretically their estates could, but again, this is music that has never made it to the digital realm. In fact, the third piece that I played was just a little cut from Larry Cordial and the Brubeck brothers. So so actually very similar. Basically replaced Dave Brubeck here with the guitarist Larry Cordial, and I'm sure it's the same record label that put it out, and it was another direct-to-disc recording that never made it to the digital world. Wow. Yeah, I mean, you're very keen on these recordings, and I think that's such a valuable thing, and what a treasure to have. It's a significant. When I say significant, I'm a vast understanding when I say significant investment. But having said that, it sounds like something like that makes it completely worthwhile, and that's really cool. Like it's really great that you have the wherewithal to not, the lack of stress that's involved because you can do it with pretty neat. I think that's a great. That's really neat to have that album. Yeah, there's definitely pros and cons. So I won't get into all the details, but to answer one of the questions in chat, it needs to be a black record. It could be any size record. You can't just throw anything with grooves in there and expect it to play. Although I have gotten it to play back in the 80s, a lot of music magazines came with these kind of square floppy flexi discs. They'd have a track from whatever artist they were profiling that particular month. So I have gotten it to play those things, but yeah, in general, it needs to be like a black record, regularly shaped record.
Right.
Yeah.
So picture discs are going to be problematic, which is understandable. Like, lasers,
and that's why I have more traditional turntables than my wife would prefer that I have.
You have more than one. This is wild to me.
Let me see. I'm taking count as we speak. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 if you count the one that's in my son's room.
Okay.
But that one's his. So there are 7 in the house. And then of course there's the laser turntable. So
all right.
8 total turntables. Again, this is, I'm not Jerfo, the casual music appreciator. I am Jerfo, the music addict. Yes. And there's a reason why that is my name.
Yep. But here's a big question regarding all those turntables. Belt drive or direct drive?
So I've been on a direct drive kick lately.
Okay.
I have... Let me see. Of my turntables, I think only 2 of them are belt drive. I really like the speed stability of the direct drive turntables that I have. I just picked up a Technics SL5100.
Wow.
About a week and a half ago. Actually, a very, very rare model. There isn't a ton of detail.
Oh, we got another raid. Oh my goodness.
Mel,
thank you so much for the raid.
Hello, friends.
It's so good to see everybody. So let's get back to that in a second. Oh my goodness, Zan is here, Chad is here, Devil Turnip is here, Jazzy's here. Welcome in, everybody. Luke is here, Zan Babe and Melface. What's up, everybody? Welcome you all in. Is that loud enough? I predict a riot. Mel, so good to see you. How's it going, everybody? My name is Davey. I'm a variety streamer out of Los Angeles, and this week it's time. And this is our weekly interview with a content creator from Twitch and beyond. Tonight, we are so excited to have our friend Jerfo the Music Addict joining us tonight. Mel, everybody, follow Melface. Melface 101. That 101 speaks to me. That's Route 101 over here in California. Beautiful route. But so nice to see you, Mel. How was your stream? What did you get up to? You're playing Hogwarts Legacy. Nice. Folks, okay, so mods, you're going to have some work on your hands. There's a lot of people to shout out. We have Luke, we have Zan, we have Melface, we have Jazzy, and so many cool streamers. Chad Rad 2002, Turnip, Serious Fang, Miss Jessie. It's great to see you all here. So let's keep it going. So anyway, finishing your point about the turntables.
Yeah. So I've definitely been on a direct drive kick. And so for folks in chat who might not be super turntable savvy, there are a couple different ways that you can make the platter spin. And one of them is that you can attach a belt to a little spindle motor, attach that belt around the platter, the underside of the platter, and that will get it to turn. The other way is that you can have a motor directly onto the platter, and that is what we call a direct drive turntable. So their audiophiles will debate back and forth as to the merits of each one of those kinds. But yeah, in general, I kind of prefer direct drive. That's the very long answer to that question.
No worries. I mean, and as you mentioned, both have their merits. So not that anyone cares, but the turntable here, I don't even know if people even realize this is a turntable. Like, I've just got all the stuff on top of it, but this is a turntable here. This is a dual 506 turntable, which is a belt drive. So, as I think the reason why you go direct drive is because, as you just mentioned it, the wow and flutter is a lot less because it's all coming off of the same source. So there is no middleman in the form of a belt. So at any rate, pretty cool stuff. You got a lot of love for the shirt from Miss Gamer and Kyle. It's a great shirt. Good time.
I love it. Thank you. That is one thing that I do give myself credit for, is that the t-shirt game is strong at Jerfo the Music Addict.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the things that we really enjoy about the channel. Is like, it's not just the sound; it's a visual too, and it's always cool to see the picture discs and the triangle and the automaton and the kazoo. There's just a lot of excitement on a visual level too. So Melfist mentions, as far as the stream it was good. We did all the things. We were knitting, cross stitching. We were gaming. We got.
I don't know how well the triangle is going to come across.
Okay.
My guess is not very well.
We'll see.
The guest star seems to be really tuned very well for speech, but then as soon as you try to do anything else, it just sounds kind of like a garbled mess.
Okay.
But I'll try it. I'll try a few tings.
Okay.
There you go. That one was free.
That wasn't too bad. I think most of that came across. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Not too bad. Not too bad. Not the highest quality, not original sound for musicians quality, but we heard it, so that was big. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, King says redeems triangle solo, and what's going on, Luke? Happy belated birthday too. It's good to see you again, my friend. Good to see you, folks. If you're just joining us tonight, Jerfo has new music coming out next week, and you can pre-order, and that will take you to a link to pre-order the new the new EP called Nanigans. Take a look.
Nanigans.
It's exciting. A great name for an album, of course. And here's what it looks like. Let me just show it to you, everybody. This is Nanigans, and it's just that's just perfect layout. It's beautiful. The period is intentional. It's great. You can pre-order right here. Use the link in the chat and get on that. It's going to be a good time. Like, a lot of good stuff. Oh, Kevin's out. Kevin, have a great rest of your night. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for the raid once again. So now, folks, let's just get right to it. So I really appreciate you hanging out with us tonight, Jerfo. Now let's give the chat a few minutes to ask questions to you in what we call America's favorite moment in Twitch broadcasting.
Do the dance. It's time for random questions. Great stuff. Ask us anything.
All right, let's open up the queue, folks. Let me go ahead and open up the queue, which means it is now time for your questions. And the way you do it, we have about 20 minutes for questions tonight. So exclamation point question followed by your question in the chat for our good friend Jerfo the Music Addict. Ask us about anything within reason, music, sandwiches, or anything else that comes to your mind. And we'd be glad to take it in. Before we get the questions are coming in. Just really quickly, this is my sandwich. Multi-melt, London broil, turkey, and cheddar cheese on sourdough bread. Just give that a few seconds. Look at all these questions. Holy shit. Yeah, we can cuss on this channel, just so you know. So holy shit. That's a lot of questions. Okay. It's good to make that clear. Uneducated...
Can I start answering? How do you like to
roll? I'll roll them out. We do have a lot of great questions, though. So, Potato asks, Jeff, be specific.
Okay. I'm going to defer this question to my friend Laura Mipsum. All right. Actually, no, I'm not going to defer it to Laura Mipsum. I'm going to defer it to the great Peter Frampton.
Oh.
Hiya, friends! It's your old pal Peter Frampton, but you can call me Pete. I'm the second best Type 2 player here on Twitch, next to my friend Jeff. To answer your question, Potato, it's Jeff. All right, back to my crumpets.
That's great. I love it. So there you are, Potato. Thank you for the question. And now we can move ahead to Prof. Schloff's question. Thank you for joining us tonight, Prof. Schloff. Do you miss... Oh, yeah, I didn't mention this earlier. Thank you for re-queuing this, Prof. Schloff. I appreciate you doing that, actually. Do you miss the interplay between the sections when making a loop? Or is there enough room for improvisation as you find things that you didn't think about as you put down each layer?
That's really a outstanding question. There's definitely there's pros and cons to doing it all yourself, and one of the things that definitely gets lost is that interplay between musicians. Like when you have a bunch of really good musicians in a room who can listen to one another and not just sort of regurgitate back what the other players are playing, but actually come up with some sort of interesting musical counterpoint to what's going on. There's nothing that beats that. And that's something that's really hard to replicate, kind of by your lonesome when you're in the studio here. So, I try my best to keep the improvisations interesting and try to keep my, when I'm playing on guitar, I try to keep what I'm playing to be rhythmic and complementary to the other parts that are looping, but they are the same part that's looping over and over again. So occasionally what I'll do is I have some things that'll allow me to, kind of bring the drum beat a little bit further. That's basically a low pass filter that I can run on everything that's being looped on this guy here, to sort of change up the feel of the groove for a little while. But yeah, it's definitely hard to replicate that sort of feel of interplay between musicians when it's all live loop stuff. It's hard to do.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. That really was a good question, Prof. Schloff. So thank you so much for sending that to us. Now we go to the next question. We will say goodnight to Melface101. Thank you again for the raid. It's really nice for you to bring your friends into the chat.
Seeing you, Mel.
Yeah, Mel, and folks, follow Melface101 if you're not already, and check out what Mel's doing on their channel. It's a great time. And much love, friend. Next up from Tile Gates, here's the question. What is Jerfo's favorite movie of the last 10 years?
Oh. Gosh. I don't know if I have an answer to that question, which is kind of sad. But I haven't watched a lot of movies from the last 10 years, and a lot of what I have watched for the last 10 years has been kids movies. I might need to take a rain check on that question, Kyle. I will put some thought into it and get back to you. Shoot, I'd really need to think hard about what I've seen that's relatively recent that I've enjoyed. Doggone it. Great question. I don't have a good answer.
No, it's understandable.
I will say, so probably my favorite movie of all time is the Shawshank Redemption. I really like Shawshank Redemption. So that doesn't answer your question, but I want to at least answer a tangent question to that.
No, well, it is a great movie. Yeah, absolutely. It's like that totally works. That totally is a good choice for him. I mean, there's no wrong answer to a question like that, but it was a great movie. Just to making the point. So Kyle, it's cool. Kyle says I'll be around. So no, all good. Sounds good. Great. So let's keep rolling, man. We have so many great questions tonight. This is definitely one of the best queues we've had in a long time, Jerfo. It's really great to see that we had such a great community here tonight. So Serious Fang with the next question. What is the best story you have associated with one of your pedals on the wall?
Let me see. Bear with me for a moment while I take a gander at the wall and see if I can come up with... It's not really a story, but if you can allow me just a moment, I need to unclip my headphone to be able to reach the pedal.
Mm-hmm.
One moment, please. I literally just got this one because I thought the name was hilarious.
That's phenomenal.
I remember I bought it off of reverb.com, and I specifically remember leaving feedback to the seller saying, thanks for the POS. And it really is. It's really awful.
Fantastic. Pedal of Sounds says a potato.
But I mean, kind of selfishly, my favorite story is behind this pedal. So let me explain. So one of my goals when I quit my day job was that I would get the attention of a pedal maker and, have them want to work with me on a video or something like that. And I bought a pedal called the Copper Sound Foxcatcher, did a video on that, and got an email shortly thereafter from one of the folks from Copper Sound, who's just up the road from me, like half an hour from me. And they were like, we really liked your video. We're wondering if we can send you a pedal so that you can do a video on it. And that for me was an amazing feeling to have somebody reach out to me and say, hey, we liked what you did. We really appreciate your guitar playing. We want you to do a video on this. So this is the pedal that they sent me, and this is always going to be super special to me. Ironically, they discontinued this pedal about 2 months after my video. So that was my video must have been so incredibly effective that that so few people wanted to buy it that they had to discontinue it.
Wow.
But it was kind of neat because I'm on the Copper Sound Pedals mailing list, and sure enough, that when they were clearing out this, they came out with a version 2 of this pedal, which is what happened. But they were clearing out this pedal. So in about a month's worth of their newsletters, they were saying, hey, buy this for $89, whatever the price was. And then if you scroll down just a little bit, there's little old me and a thumbnail from my video in all their communications to their customers and potential customers. And that was really cool. That was like, wow, I feel like I've kind of made it.
Yeah, absolutely.
In a way. Yeah.
It's really cool that they would be able to reach out to you like that, though. So that's a phenomenal story. Like that's definitely a great story. It's great you had that kind of in your the top of your head too. That's pretty cool. Like that stuck with you, and bittersweet moments, as you said, because of it. The pedal got retired and such, but
it was incredible timing.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that was part of their strategy, though, is they wanted like one last marketing push so that they can they could finish up whatever inventory they had of the pedal and then move to the next generation. So I in hindsight I totally get it, but at the time I was like, well, that's a little bit odd.
Yeah. No, I understand. Yeah, absolutely. But nonetheless, it's great to look back in retrospect. And thanks for the question, Sirius. All right, so let me see. I'm trying to catch up. Oh, Fart has joined us in the chat. Fantastic and random team. Fart, welcome in. So good to see you. Fart.
Hey, Fart.
Good to see you, Fart. We've closed the queue. We have about 8 minutes left for questions, so I think we have enough to fill the 8 minutes. And thank you so much, everyone, for sending in these great questions tonight. It's really awesome.
By the way, there are things that we say on Twitch that I never thought I would really say in real life. So, for example, a salutation like "Hey, Fart." Never in my wildest dreams would I think I'd be doing that, and yet here we are.
Here we are. Absolutely. It's always, it takes it. Yeah, that's true. Like you get a step back and kind of just look at it. It is really wild. Like, what's going on, Fart? Welcome in. Come on in. But we're glad to have you, my friend. Speaking of, now we have King Dambreaker with the next question. Which artist or artists are on your bucket list to see live?
It's a great question. I think I would really like to see the guitarist named Bill Frisell. Frosty and I kind of sorta saw him. So we, whenever we can, we go to the Newport Jazz Festival. And he played one year. It was the year that she happened to be pregnant with our twins. And he was playing at a stage where all the seating was already taken up, and there was standing room only. It was a hot 90-degree day in Newport, and we stood there for about a minute, and she said, "Jeff, I cannot do this." And I was like, "We don't have to. Let's get you in the shade and sitting down." So I would like to see Bill Frisell actually, for a full set, under much more comfortable circumstances. So that's probably the big one that I can think of off the top of my head.
That's pretty great. Well, I hope that moment finds you, Jerfo. Catching up on chat, Fart says, "I never thought I would be known as Fart, but as you said, here we are." Yep. And Prof. Schloff says, "Clearly you didn't have mean enough friends in high school. All it would have taken was an ill-advised bean burrito or two, and someone's nickname is going to be Fart." Love it. Alrighty, so let's see. What's next in their queue? We have this from Smack Talk 94. If you got the chance to collaborate jam with any artists living or dead, who would you choose?
Oh, boy. So this is an interesting one because there's so many incredible musicians that that I could choose, but I also have a big sense of imposter syndrome. So I think my answer would potentially be tempered because almost out of fear of playing with musicians who are so much higher caliber than I am. But let me put that aside for a moment. I'd love to play with an incredible drummer like, say, Vinny Colaiuta, for example. Vinny's been around for 40 odd years now, and has played on hundreds, if not thousands, of incredible recordings, and is just one of those guys that by one name, and that's Vinny. And if you talk to anybody in the drumming community and you just say the word Vinny, they immediately know who you're talking about. And I would love to be able to play with a drummer of that caliber, but I mean specifically him. So that would be the drummer from that equation. I think it would be a blast to play with, to have been able to play with, say, Jaco Pastorius on bass. Just what he did to move there's certain musicians who you look at what their instrument was before they came about, and then you look at how it completely transformed after they did their thing. And Jaco is one of those where there was kind of before Jaco and after Jaco. So that would be an amazing musician to play with. Another good example, I wouldn't necessarily want to play with this guitarist, but like look at Eddie Van Halen as an example. Look at what rock guitar was before Eddie Van Halen, and then look at what it became after Eddie Van Halen.
It's a great example.
Regardless of whether you're a fan of Eddie's or Van Halen's music or not, you have to really appreciate the impact that it had on guitarists from there on out. It was a paradigm shift. So anyway, that's kind of what Jaco was for the bass. That's a pretty good rhythm section. Jaco Pastorius, Vinny Colaiuta. Maybe throw Chick Corea on keyboards. And that would be or
what era?
Or Herbie Hancock. Or
there...
actually, you know what? It's so for a living musician, I would want to play with a guy named Gary Husband. Gary's not a household name, but Gary is a virtuoso drummer and Gary is a virtuoso pianist. So Gary has played and is still touring with John McLaughlin, famous guitarist John McLaughlin, playing keyboards in his band. But Gary Husband was Alan Holdsworth, probably my favorite guitarist of all time, was Alan Holdsworth's longtime drummer. So this one guy has played with two of my three favorite guitarists of all time on different instruments. That's a guy who I would like to play with. So somebody who's, a living, breathing individual, still going strong. I'd love to be able to play with Gary.
Now, speaking on the other artists you mentioned, like, would you pick them at basically the prime of their careers, or in the beginning of their careers, or were them in modern day? Or
Jocko would have to be towards the beginning.
Okay.
And reason being is that Jocko ran into some significant alcohol, drug, and mental issues exacerbated by alcohol and drug abuse. Mm-hmm. So and his ascent was rapid, and his descent was just as rapid because of that. And if you ever look into his life story, it was really, really tragic. And he was murdered at age either 37 or 38. But it was as a result of his I forget if he was drunk, high, or both at the time of his death. But yeah, it is it's a very sad story.
Yeah.
A very bright flame that burnt out way too quickly.
It happens just too much in music, honestly. Like, we see it, so many people. Let me catch up on a few things. First, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But just to finish that answer, Vinny Colaiuta, however, Vinny is still going strong, and you could give me young Vinny, you could give me old Vinny. He's still brilliant. Doesn't matter.
Awesome. I just going back a few minutes. Like, I want to thank Phil Vello for the points for the community challenge, and Serious Fang too. Thank you so much, everybody. It's really great to see these contributions. Likewise, thank you so much to. Let's see. To also, there's one more. I think the other is. Oh, Smack Talk 94. Thank you so much for your points too. Thank you. Very kind of you, everybody. And Smack Talk, great question. Thank you so much for answering that. And Prof. Schloff, I do appreciate. And the addendum was pretty cool too. So 2 to go in terms of the questions. And Potato said that the question was fantasy football, but instead jazz. That's basically the question. Pretty much.
But, yes. That's a good way to look at it.
It's pretty cool.
That's my fantasy team.
Oh yeah, very much so. Fantasy band. Like, what would you name a band like that? That's an amazing group of people.
I don't know. Can I get some suggestions in chat?
Yeah, definitely. Go for it, chat. Hydrate. Let's do it. Well, Jerfo's hydrating. I'll do the same.
I'll hydrate for real.
Thank you so much. Bowser, Big Bean Burrito. I love that name. We've just been talking about. At various points of the stream, we were talking about beans, burritos, and then Big Bean Burritos. So I think we've kind of really circled all the. We've really come full circle on this stream tonight. So Bowser, thank you so much for the hydrate redeem. Now we go to
maybe Jerfo and the Ringers. Just kind of building off of what King Dambreaker suggested, because these were the guys you just bring in. They would make you sound good.
I dig it. Oh, thank you for the points too for the community challenge, Bowser. Jerfo and the Ringers. Yeah, and King also said Jerfo and the Eclectics. Magical says Legacy. Potato says an uncalculated dollop of funk. Smack says that's a very potato response, I gotta say. But Smack says the 12th hour. Prof. Schloss says the Rhythm Laboratory.
It's good names.
I love these. Chat did not disappoint. These are great names. Yeah. Did not disappoint. Thanks you so much, everyone. When you avoid the early heroin death and catch the alcohol death instead. It's twisted, I gotta say, Prof. Schloff. I agree. It's wild. So the question we ask frequently on this program is pancakes, waffles, French toast, or crepes?
Yeah. Seriously, I'm not going to turn down any one of them.
Yeah.
Like, why choose? Like, if you forced me to choose, I would probably choose waffles just because of the versatility. Although crepes can be pretty versatile as well. But yeah, I would say waffles.
But I love the spirit of your answer, because at the end of the day, they're all great, right? It's like there's no reason to really refuse any of them. But
but the waffle, it could be a dessert thing. It could be a savory thing. You could have chicken and waffles. You could make a sandwich out of. They could make an ice cream sandwich out of waffles.
Ah, that's true.
Heck yeah!
Let's go.
I'm in.
I'm in too. King says,
I've done that.
I have. Yeah, I think I've done it like once or twice. It is great, especially a fresh one. Oh my gosh, it's so good. So good.
I've never been. King Jamburger's asking who we're taking Jerfo to a Waffle House or IHOP. I've never been to a Waffle House because they don't really have them up north.
Right. It's mostly in the south, right?
Yep.
Would you go for the curiosity of it?
I would go once just for the Waffle House experience. Just to say that I'd done it.
I quote our good friend Aaron from the first week of the show. There has never been a time that I've been in a Waffle House and someone hasn't tried to kill someone else. The food is fine, but the experience is going to be a no from me. Serious as I worked at Waffle House for 9 months. It's okay. It's pretty good. I mean, for the price it is. So, yeah. I think I would say this. Like, I've been to Waffle House, I think I've been there at least once, maybe twice. It's worth going just to see what it's like. After that, it's kind of like, take your time. Like, don't go out of your way to go there.
Yeah.
That's kind of my thought. Yeah. So, thank you, Jerfo. Last question from Potato. Waffle House. That's funny. That is funny. Potato says, have you considered doing something other than improv for the sake of collabing?
So I'm glad you mentioned that. So actually, yeah. So I've got a couple things. I've got one collab that just got released this past Friday. So one of my very best friends here on Twitch, Composy. She's a fabulous singer and songwriter, and she wrote a track that was a tribute to her mother, who's going through a health scare, and she kind of wrote this track as sort of a means of dealing with the emotions that she was feeling from that. And so so it's interesting. She handed me a track that was just voice, a song that was just one track of voice and one track of piano. And was like, Jeff, I trust you. Just do what you do with it. So I created a string quartet part to go over the top of it. But to kind of bring that back to the whole improv thing, what I did was I listened to the track a couple times, and then as it was playing the second or third time, I kind of brought up a string quartet sound that I have from my sound library, and just started improvising counterpoint lines over her vocal and piano parts. And then took that and kept a lot of it, but some of it I edited down, some of it just wasn't that great, or some of it just didn't really fit the music at that particular time. But I sort of used my improvisation skills to kind of build the accompanying parts that went along with her track. So but between that and the production work that I did on her vocals and the piano and whatnot, that's sort of one way that I go about collaborating with others. I do have a collab that's going to be coming up with everybody's favorite Dino, Danielle Allard.
Oh my! Wow! Is this breaking news? I don't think I've heard of this news.
Yeah, so she announced it.
Wow.
I've known it for a while, but she announced it during her studio week last week.
Okay.
Where she has a single coming out this summer called "Give Me Back Me," which she's already played the song on stream, many times before.
Right. Yeah.
But she recorded most of the raw tracks in the studio last week, but I'm going to be recording the guitar parts for it, and then assuming that I can make the transportation work, I'm going to be heading up to Ottawa sometime in August and actually filming the video with her and her troupe, which is going to be amazing.
Big time pog face. Holy shit. Like sometimes I know sometimes I might mentally try to restrain the language, but I don't have to. This is an 18+ stream. Holy shit, that's phenomenal. I hope it does work out. I hope that transportation works out and everything else does. That's going to be an amazing time. Wow.
very, very.
Yeah.
It was honored when she asked me to do it.
That's,
yeah.
So cool.
It was very, 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 very cool. And she has been, as we were talking about just before we went live, she has been an incredible supporter of like basically anybody and everybody in her community. She's just I've never seen anybody be able to build and engage and support a community like she does. And oh, by the way, she happens to be a fantastic singer and songwriter, on top of it. So she's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely right. Absolutely right. I could not agree more with any of that. Serious Fangs says, knowing the Dinos, if you need any help making it happen, it will happen. That's true. We'll make it so. Gosh, there's so... And the thing about that, I didn't realize it wasn't recorded yet. For some reason, I thought it was. I thought "Give Me Back." I've heard it so many times. I'm like, oh,
yeah. She's been playing it on stream for a while, but she didn't get to recording it until just last week.
Gotcha. Oh, I can't wait to hear that. That's going to be unreal.
Yeah. And I wonder. So this goes a little ways back. So on my first solo album, which is called Silence and Self-Reflection, I have a track called "Me Back Me." No give, just "Me Back Me."
Oh, that's right.
And as soon as she announced that she had a track called "Give Me Back Me," I started giving her a hard time about it and saying that I was going to get my lawyers involved. So I assume that she's having me play on this track as a means of compensation,
right,
for stealing my track title.
I think what you should do is like on a future EP or album, whatever it may be, do a song called "Give."
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of her song titles and just add a word to it. So she's got all the things. So I don't know, what could I add on top of all the things?
Don't add the word "small." That's all I ask.
Yeah, I was going to say.
That's the only thing you got to do. Other than that, I think you're good for adding something. All the potato things. There you go, potato.
All the potato things. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, King's right. That's one hell of an olive branch from Dino HQ. Take all the things is serious. I love it.
Yeah, take. Okay, yes, these are great suggestions.
I like it. Eyes, dirt, starch. Yup. Like when Prince used Dave Chappelle dressed as Prince on his album cover. Yeah, very valid. There's actually a lot of things I got to catch up on chat. So let's just do that, and then we'll go say goodnight to our friend Jerfo. So... Serious Fangs says, in my opinion, French toast better than waffle equals crepe better than pancake. Well, that's a lot. That's fast. Yeah, I mean, I respect for that for sure. Because like, French toast is a bop too for sure. Okay, so let's keep going. Let's see.
Could somebody add French toast as a bop to my song title list, please?
Yes, let's go. I would love. I'm going to have so much fun imagining what a song called French Toast is a Bop is going to sound like. And then when I hear it, it's going to be pretty magical. Pretty magical. Prof Schlaf says, go to Waffle House because you left the bar at 2:30 in the morning and you need some breakfast food to fill the hole in your soul. King says, compose these track with yourself. Talk about needing a tissue. And Prof Schlaf says,
oh my gosh.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And it's actually right. I mean, I got it on Bandcamp and like could 100% agree. 100% agree. What do we have here? Oh, so I think Prof Schlaf said, if you're trying to make me way too emotional with the song, the string sections are practically cheating. Yeah. Definitely.
That's I didn't want to think I wanted to make sure that I was doing service to the track. So I didn't want to just add strings for the sake of adding strings. I wanted to make sure that it was adding something to it. And as soon as I heard it, after the first improvisation, I was like, oh yeah, this is we're onto something here. And then as soon as Composey heard it, she was also like, this is what the track needed, and I didn't even realize it.
It's so cool. It's just so cool that it came together, and it sounds
such a beautiful. It's a beautiful song.
Absolutely. And if you're looking for that tune, that is what I don't remember. What I can't. I remember getting it, but I don't recall. Let me go double check this. You Are Not Alone by Composey. So if you would like to require this tune, it is really good. Here's the link. Or can you put the link in the chat for You Are Not Alone on Bandcamp? Feel free to put that in there. Pandas is for real. That composer track is all the feels. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Anything left in the queue? I do want to thank everybody for the questions tonight. Really, really good. And I think Potato was saying, or somebody was saying that. Serious. That's probably my favorite song that she performs. It's such a powerful song. I'm thinking that's about "Give Me Back Me."
Yeah, it is.
And it is absolutely just great. Like it is very powerful. Like it's like anyone else try to sing like that. Like it's not. It's just Danny's just got this very special quality to her voice that's really amazing. It can be like the dimension of it is what's really surprisingly good about. Like it's power, but it's also like touch. It can be both, and it's thank you, King. There's a link, everybody. If you are not already, you can own this track yourself, and it's completely worth it because the money goes primarily to most of it, right? Like especially on Bandcamp Friday. Like can't recommend that enough. First Friday of every month.
Yeah,
definitely get in on those on Bandcamp Friday. Educated Potato says the idea is adding one word to a Danny song. I vote for Dinosaur Metal. Dinosaur Jeff Metal. I like it. All right, so Jerfo, honest, this has been an incredible time. I really want to thank you for your time tonight, and I know you've got big things coming in the weeks to come. Anything that we should be aware of as we roll into the ending of the evening?
I think the best thing that I can do as a streamer is let people know that I'm going to be on at tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern time, and to definitely check out the pre-order for my new EP, which is going to be coming out a week from today. It is called Nanigans because that is what my community is all about. It's the Nanigans.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure, Jerfo. The link there it is. There's a link in the chat. Thank you so much, King, for putting that back in there. And if you do want to catch our friend Jerfo tomorrow, the follow button is right there in the chat. Definitely give our friend Jerfo a follow and hang out with him tomorrow. And hopefully I can do the same as I get the coffee going and everything else. This has been so much fun. Jerfo, I really, really appreciate you hanging out with us. We'd be glad to have you back, down the road too. So, all the best to you and your music as things roll along. We were so happy to have you tonight, and I appreciate the time.
Thank you so much, Davey. It's been great. And by the way, a belated thank you for hanging out with me at TwitchCon. This, was TwitchCon. I was like, I don't know anybody here. And Davey kind of took me under his wing and introduced me to a whole bunch of folks. And I really appreciate you for that. So thank you.
Absolutely. It was I was so happy to do that. I was like, and really it was just a matter of like, these guys need to know about Jerfo. Like I introduced you to Brookstone Bard, introduced you to several other people. And that was cool. That was really cool. Like it's not my favorite. One of my favorite things about TwitchCon, like meeting people, not only meeting people, but like introducing people to other people. I did that with a bunch of people. It was kind of interesting. So thank you. I appreciate that as well. And speaking of that, like I hope the fundraising for the next TwitchCon goes well for you. And,
I hope so too.
Yeah. But cheers, Jerfo, all the best. And
much love, Davey. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Really back at you, my friend. Oh my goodness, so good to see you. Oh hey, Carlo, welcome in. Well,
Carlo.
Oh man, but it's good to see you, Carlo. But Davey Potato says Davey, the guy who knows a guy. Oh no, Carlo, did you see? Look before you go, Carlo's comment. Cracks.
Brilliant.
What would you do with that in actuality? Would you like throw it on the ground? Would you like slap it or something? Like
Oh, I would chug a lug.
Oh, okay. You chug a lug. Okay. You're a trooper then. That's cool. Okay. Well, at any rate, thank you again, Jerfo. Have a great rest of your night, and good hanging with you. I appreciate it.
All right. Thanks a lot, Davey.
You betcha. All right.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Jerfo, great times. Thank you again for hanging out with us, friend. I mean, it's so good. So what we're going to do for the remainder of the stream, everybody, is we're going to rank some jazz fusion albums and really good times. And y'all, if you missed any part of this interview tonight, you can catch our VOD right here on Twitch or on our YouTube page. You'll see a link to the Sandwich YouTube page shortly, and highly recommend. It was a really great conversation. We covered so many topics. We covered hi-fi gear. We covered jazz fusion, direct-to-disc recordings. We covered the merits of Waffle House. We got into beans. We got into nickname. It was just an amazing conversation. I mean, Jerfo was an awesome. It's really great to hang out with our good friend Jerfo tonight. Streamscribe says, somebody get that guy a gift card for Guitar Center. Make sure he buys a legitimate guitar pedal. That's phenomenal. Carlo, so good to see you again, by the way. Our friend Carlo has really gotten things rolling over on at the Streamscribe, and definitely another good place to hang out, my friends. So it's been a minute. Yeah, 100%. So let's continue to vibe. We're going to play the music of Jerfo in the remainder of our show, and that will be in the background while we do the following. We're going to go rank. We're going to rank the best jazz fusion albums of the last 50 years, which is really going to be interesting, and I'm going to be leaning on all of you very heavily because I don't know a lot of them, but we'll do the best we can tonight. If you have opinions on any of these, we would be grateful to have them. So let me show you what we got over here. So we mentioned Bitches Brew. We mentioned other Miles Davis albums. There are a lot of albums represented here, and it's going to be really, really fun to get into this tonight, everybody. So let us know what sounds good to you. We're going to go start the rankings here. So let's do it. Potato says, oh, I know nothing about albums. I have the memory of a potato after all. I hear it. I love it. Jerfo says it's in writing. Make it happen, everybody. Nice regarding the Guitar Center card. So if any of you would like to rank these with us, I mean, Jerfo, if you're in chat and you'd like to help us with this too, I would be most obliged. There's a lot here. There's, like I said, there are so many of these that I probably couldn't tell you much about. One I do know about is Headhunters. Headhunters from Herbie Hancock is an absolute classic. 100% face melting greatness. Easy S tier. Easy S tier. That, not even debatable. It's so good. So now we're gonna roll into. So here's what I can do. For now, I can rank like all the Chicago albums. Now I believe this is Chicago 1. It's good. I don't know if I necessarily put it A or B. I think Chicago 2 might be the best. Whichever one. I think it's the one that has 25 or 64. So I'm gonna put it at A. It's pretty good. Oh, Potato, have a great lurk. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, Potato. I really appreciate you being here tonight. I must lurk and get ready for bed. Not that I'd be any help. Sleep well. Sleep well too, Potato. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. All the best. All right, so this is going to be quite an interesting ranking. So let's see if I can go through some more of these. Hey, Kuyasai, what's up? Let's give our friend Kuyasai Music a shout out. We had a great interview with our good friend Jerfo tonight. I hope you're well. Kuya, are you familiar with jazz fusion? Jazz fusion albums at all? We will gladly take your opinions on any of these. They include some Frank Zappa albums. They include Chicago. They include albums by Miles Davis and Herbie Hancock and Chick Corea. So if you have a feel for any of these, let's hear it. Blood, Sweat, and... this actually was really good. Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Great album. I would actually put it over here. It's pretty solid. So, I know nothing about names, but sure. Okay. That's fine. We'll do the best we can. Like, I mean, we're not going to have the most... Like, this is Frank Zappa. I just don't have much to say about it. I do remember Cassiopeia. Those guys are pretty good. I mean, I just kind of like rank it all as one thing, so I probably would say solid A or B. So I probably put that. I'll put it here. I like the names. Yeah, for sure. Same. I like all the names, you know. So Bitches Brew is pretty iconic, although I think it's fair what people were saying. It's pretty dense, so we'll put it over here at B. It's B because of the historical legacy of it. But it sounds like the takeaway from Jerfo and others in chat was that it is a little bit too intense of an album. So we might we might just go roll with it. We might just leave it at B, and maybe even, I wouldn't know if I'd say C, but definitely not higher than B. That's the thought. Yeah. Cassiopeia is good. Yeah, Cassiopeia is like, it is really good. Smack, I will lean on your advice there. So you're saying face melting? I'm not gonna fight you. That sounds pretty good to me. So let's see what else we have here. And if anybody else has one you want to spot and identify here, I'll keep looking at these myself and get a feel for all this. There's actually a lot of Cassiopeia in here. A lot of Cassiopeia. I think we'll just throw Cassiopeia in A. I mean, I've listened to a bunch of them like on YouTube and on Spotify, so I'm down with any Cassiopeia. They're all really fun. Like I love those guys. So put them here. Yeah, Kuya says I can't do jazz, but I like listening. I do too. Let's see. We got that. Oh, thanks for the shout. Thank you for the shout, King. Let's see. More Cassiopeia. Yeah, that's cool. There sure are a lot of albums on here. That's interesting. Oh, Jean-Luc. Wow. Yeah, not bad. This is kind of interesting. Like, isn't this kind of the same one? Okay, I guess. I'll throw that there then. I honestly don't have strong opinions about a lot of these. We can keep throwing more. Oh, this one is great. This is I've heard this one before. Cassiopeia. I've heard this entire album. This is so good. I'm face melting this one. It's so good. It's a great album. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So Cassiopeia, I believe, is out of Japan. Don't quote me on that though, but that's what I remember. And this is the other Miles Davis one. This is the one that's going to be face melting. Yeah. This is the one that Jerfo was speaking of earlier. Yeah. Oh, yours too. Yeah, nice. Yeah. It's just, it's got such a kick. It's really good. Like the Cassiopeia album. Yeah, it's really, really good. Really good. Does anyone have opinions on the Chick Corea series? I would be delighted to get your thoughts on them. I almost feel like I should just rate them as face melting greatness out of respect to our friend Ryan Slacko Music. Like, it's just like, well, it would probably be the right thing to do. Just to rate anything this is Chick Corea. And Chick Corea is absolutely iconic. Like, there's no doubt. Really, really good pianist. So good. There's a lot of Chick Corea in here. But I don't think anyone would complain that much if we did that. So let's do that. Miles Davis Discovery? Probably put that here. More Chick Corea. Cool. Let's do it. Let's see. Anything else? Miles Davis on the Corner. We were talking about that before. Definitely face melting. Vishnu Orchestra, Intermounting Flame, Birds of Fire are face melting. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's go scout those out for you. So this one, face melting time. Nice. Intermounting Flame. Okay. See if I can find them. Intermounting Flame. I don't see it here. Birds of Fire. Okay. It's quite a bit of Miles Davis for good reason. As Jerfo mentioned, he was pretty much he was in a lot of ways the inventor of the jazz fusion. So it's definitely worth that respect. And then Herbie Hancock. Yeah, solid stuff here. I would put that here. Is Future Shock here? Because like Future Shock would be big time. I mean, I don't think it was as good as Headhunters, but Future Shock was good. It was damn good. I'd probably put it at A. if it shows up on here. I would think it would. I mean, honestly, this kind of covers a lot of ground. Like, this covers most of... Oh, gosh, what did I do? I think I clicked on the wrong thing. All right, let's take care of that. Okay. Fandango from Herb Alpert. Yeah, I mean, it's good stuff. Like, I don't know if I'd say, like, really good. It's good. It's very good. I mean, it's definitely good. At least A for Rocket alone. Yeah, I was leaning A. I was leaning A myself. I was thinking, I mean, because the problem is I don't remember anything else from the album. I have it. I've listened to it a few times. Like, I love it, but it's just like, Rocket is like so distinctive, but everything else in it is like, oh yeah, that's pretty good too, but you don't remember a lot about it. So Cassiopeia, more of that. You have Weather Report, which is good. I would probably put it at B. Let's see. I mean, Frank Zappa is like one of those big groups. It's a bummer I didn't get around to asking about Frank Zappa. I mean, I was very curious to see what Jerfo had to say about Zappa, because Zappa is a technical genius in a lot of ways, but I would say his music is not for everyone. So I think he's most definitely a legend. So Davis, yeah, I would say that much. Is there anybody else we have here? Oh yeah, Herbie. Hey, more Herbie. Yeah, this is good. You can throw that over here. I guess they're under H. It's weird that Future Shock's not on here. Like, it really should be on here. Like, that's just kind of strange that I don't see it here. I might just be not seeing it, but it's like, that would seem like a lock for Jazz Fusion. All right, let's see what else we got here. Places. Whoever made this tier list really loves Cassiopeia. Like, the entire discography is in here. Hancock again. Cool. Let's run with it. Jacques Luc-Ponty. I don't remember a lot about that. There's more Miles Davis over here. I believe that's what it was. That. Yeah. More Miles Davis here. Okay. Cassiopeia again. Okay. Oh, maybe not there. Here might be good. Miles Davis again. Okay. Solid. Okay. Is there anything here I can remember? A lot of Weather Report. Yeah. I mean, Weather Report's pretty good. I'm going to maybe B for all these. Okay. 20 Cassiopeia, wow. And let's see, more Cassiopeia. Okay. And another. That's kind of going someplace. Oh, this one's really good. Makeup City. I remember this one. This is a great album. Yeah, that's awesome stuff. Jacques Luc-Ponty. I need to brush up on this stuff. Jacques Luc-Ponty, yeah, they're all pretty good. Cassiopeia again. I think this one's pretty solid too. I was gonna put this in A. Yeah, this is all right. I think we'll probably just stop here. I'm not. It doesn't seem like we collectively have much of a strong leaning with a lot of these, so I think that's pretty good. We'll just kind of roll with that. All right, pretty good stuff. I'm not super familiar with Ponty's solo work. Yeah, 100%. I think we'll just kind of leave that one alone. I think we don't. I mean, we did definitely have a good feel for some of them, but there are quite a bunch I don't really have an idea about. So why don't we do this instead? Let's go look up. What would happen if I did this? breakfast carbohydrates. All right, let's give it a gander. There must be many carbohydrates, indeed. Okay, I think this is a better idea. Okay, so we are about to switch gears here. Oh my goodness, Andy, what's going on, Andy? How's it going? Nice to see it. Can we give a shout out to Primordial Sounds friends in the chat? Oh, I love it. Welcome in there, Andy. We had a really great time chatting with Jerfo. The VOD will be up momentarily after we're done here. I'm doing well. I'm feeling pretty good. We really had a good time chatting with Jerfo the Music Addict. And now, how are you, my friend? Hope you're doing well. I'm hanging in there. Work's been pretty busy, but otherwise good. Yeah, no worries. I'm sorry about that, Andy. Yeah, just missed him. We were chatting a few moments ago. Yeah, definitely. But we will have the VOD up right after we raid out tonight, and it's really good. I definitely recommend the VOD once we head on out. Meanwhile, I'm getting well sleepy. Oh, okay, no worries. So we're gonna rank breakfast carbohydrates to kind of get us through something that I think more of us would have an opinion on. So these are very basic categories. Let's start with bagels. Now, I mean, bagels, folks, bagels. Oh, I love it, Andy. I love it. Oh my God, I love baked goods. I do too. Oh, you watched the new episode of Nice. Oh man, I feel like I'm running into that rut again where I just can't catch up with TV. Because there's only like one episode of Mandalorian out right now, like season 3. But it's like it's not just watching that, but you gotta watch like Book of Boba Fett and like I think maybe one other show, but maybe I think there's another like Andor is a little different. That's like completely different part of the timeline, and Obi-Wan would be an even different or more different part of the timeline. So I think Boba Fett's the one that kind of needs to be watched. So I might do that before watching season 3. Bagels A or S? 2 now. Oh, there's 2 now. Oh, okay. Yeah, because I guess one that came out tonight, right? Gotcha. I would say S. Thing about it is, though, there are a lot of mediocre bagels out there, and if you're not in the Northeast, you are very, very vulnerable to those mediocre bagels. But in principle, bagels are very much S tier. When done right, I think they're very much S tier. Very much S tier. Boba Fett was good, started kind of slow. Yeah. But it's not a long series, though. That's a good thing. It's only one season. It's only like, I think 6 episodes. So like, I think I should just jump in on that. It wouldn't take long to catch up on. So there we go. So that's pretty good. We got bagels sorted out. That's nice. So let's see. What else do you want to get into? If we get into French toast, I don't think we need to waste too much time on this. French toast is phenomenal. S tier. I think pancakes are phenomenal. I mean, some people don't think pancakes are that great, but they're ubiquitous too. So I feel like from that standpoint, I would put it S tier. It's simple principle for waffles. So there you go. Now we get into some interesting topics. Let's start. Now I gotta zoom in on this a little bit to get an idea what this is. These look like beignets, right? Beignets. Yeah, definitely, Andy. Yeah, give our friend Andy a shout out. I mean, give our friend Andy a follow, everybody. Check out our friend Andy's show. Cool mod, just as cool musician. Always a good time. Beignets are good, but I feel like it's not the kind of thing you could have every day. So I think beignets would probably be. I mean, I think they're S tier, but I think let's just put an A for the time being. Biscuits. Wow, biscuits. I don't know. There are a lot of bad biscuits. Like they're kind of weak tasting. They're kind of bland. The great biscuits are amazing. They're definitely S tier. What do y'all think about biscuits? Where would you put biscuits? A? Okay. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good rating. Primordial Sounds is high on the chart. Yeah, I love good biscuits are great. Good biscuits are really where it's at. I'm good with that. Let's go put it in A. I like it. So that brings us to cereal. Where would you like to put cereal? One of my favorite breakfast sandwiches. Oh, biscuit sandwiches are great. Yeah, absolutely. They can be. Yeah, and when you like get them out of like a fancier like a sit down restaurant or a diner, those are just the best. They're so good. Those are good. Yeah. Like, you ever think about like getting a biscuit and like making your own like Popeye sandwich with a biscuit? Like, that seems like a really good time. Like, they have the chicken sandwich at Popeye's, absolutely. But what if you also like made your own with their biscuits? That would be next level. Like, it would be really good. Like, it'd be so good. Oh, wow. Andy, that's awesome. Andy says, I had a great tuna melt sub tonight. Oh, tuna melts are the best. So good. Ah, that's awesome. I'm glad you enjoyed. Okay, so we are up to cereal. What do we do? Where would you like to put cereal, friends? We could put cereal up. I'm trying to determine what some of these are at the end, at the other end. Cereal. I do not think cereal is S tier because of the utilitarian nature of cereal, but it is ubiquitous too. So it's kind of like I should utilize a similar principle to pancakes because they're so ubiquitous. They should be S tier just based on that principle. But whereas pancakes, you can be like you can build yourself up to pancakes. I don't build myself up to any cereal. I don't think I'm like, oh my god, cornflakes. I've been waiting all morning for cornflakes. Like, that doesn't happen. I love cornflakes. I love like Raisin Bran. I love Frosted Mini Wheats. You know, there's a lot of good cereals out there. I like Chex. Chex can be very satisfying, but I don't know. I kind of like it. I kind of like it with biscuits. I think this is a solid A. I'm gonna go A. Now we're up to cinnamon rolls, folks. What do you think of cinnamon rolls? I think Potato just left the chat, but one of the tracks coming up on this Jerfo EP is called Enunciated Potato. That's such an inspired title. That's so good. Smack Talk says, I love cinnamon rolls. Yeah, they're good. They're good. Cinnamon rolls are a jam. King says that song title is heavily intentional. Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't think that's an accident at all. That's terrific. I too am a huge fan of cinnamon rolls. Big time S tier. You just can't eat them a lot because it's so bad for you, but they are great. I'm in. S tier for sure. Now you get these like Danishes. My issue with Danishes is that the majority of them are not fresh. They're like store-bought, right? They come from a factory. So they kind of come off as like overly sweet. They're a little bit stale, so I'm not really a fan of them. They're kind of lifeless to me. I would actually put them at C, to be honest with you. But I am open to your opinions, and let's see what you all have to say about them. Muffins are my jam, just saying. Oh, I love muffins. Muffins we're good with. Muffins, well, I guess that's another case of it depends on how good and how fresh it is, right? But generally, muffins are good. Like, I like muffins. I always share a cinnamon roll with my sister whenever I get to visit her. Nice. Yeah. Well, you know, it's interesting, Smack Talk. Like, cinnamon rolls can sometimes be really big. Like, you've seen some, like, in some places, they're, like, this big. Like, some cinnamon rolls are, like, huge. So, it's definitely worth it to split one, like, of that size. So, going back to Danishes, King says C. I completely agree. They don't really move the needle for me. Like, it's like the print. It's the problem, it's just interesting because they look so much better than they taste. They look really great. But then you're tasting like meh. It's a lot of meh. Yeah. Primordial says Danishes are B or A for me. Yeah. Yeah. I'm kind of leaning more C though. Maybe C plus. Like I say C plus. C plus. Nice variety of cheese fruits. Yeah. I mean, I definitely appreciate the variety. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. That the variety is good. I do find that a big asset. I have actually had one with both. Yeah, like cheese and blueberry. I think one time. I liked it. Smack Talk says I think mid Danishes are just too ubiquitous. Yeah. It's hard to. It's just kind of like. If you were to go to a bakery and they made it on site, I think those would be amazing. But most, like 90% of them are not that fresh. They're just like pre-packaged from some factory many, many miles away. Made several weeks ago. Like, it's not... But I think but like you said, about like Primordial Sounds was saying, like they really do have a lot of like... The concept is excellent. It really is. Isn't it named after a language? Yeah, but it's we came close with the English muffin though. Like English muffin has English in the title, so like we could have just called it an English, but we call it an English muffin just to be specific. So I mean that's kind of more C than B, but I can do B. We'll go up to B. I don't think anything else this is truly bad. It's just some stuff is just more mediocre than not. Primordial Sounds or nationality, I don't know. Yeah, right. All right, so now we're up to a good one. We have donuts. Now, if you can just look past the Entenmann's donuts, which are just which kind of blah, but the ones that come from the donut shops, oh yeah, that's where it's at. So I think it goes without saying, and I'm very much down to take your all's opinions on this, but for me, I think it's S tier. Big time S tier. Big fan. So we'll roll with that. Yeah, big time S tier. And donuts can be like truly, and I think this we might actually have time to do this. You can do an entire tier list on just donuts because you have the type of icings, you have the type of styles, you have the bars versus the raised versus the cake. You have the custard ones. Hey, Jordy, how's it going? I'm good. We're doing well. We just had a great conversation with Jerfo the Music Addict moments ago, and we will be gladly sharing that on VOD once we raid out tonight. I'm sorry I missed it, Jordy, but we are here to S+. No, but seriously though, right, Andy? Like it totally would be S+. If there was a higher than S, I would put it there. Yeah. So we could do this. We'll put this over here. That's kind of like S+. So let's do that. Put that over here. So good. But Jordy, we'd love to get your opinions on all these breakfast foods. We are up to English muffins. So yeah, S+ is solid. I'm good with that, Andy. But now English muffins. This is definitely a solid A. One interesting thing about English muffins, though, at least the ones from the Thomas English muffins, it's like if you eat them without putting anything in it, they're very, very tasteless. But when you put butter in it, oh, that's good. It's good. And it's also great for sandwiches. Really great. So I'm going to put it here. There you go. And it's relatively low in carbs, too, which is a big bonus for me. Yeah. Primordial Sounds is A or B. That's right about where I have it too. Right about where I have it as well. Yeah, but A I think is solid just because like we talked about the versatility of the English muffin. Pretty good. Okay, so let's get to the strudel, which is in a similar place to Danishes, but there's more life to the strudel because it's really nice and crispy and flaky. And I think from that standpoint, it gives it a solid A. I don't know if I'd go S, but A definitely. I like A. So let's see what you all think. What do you all think of the strudel? I feel like strudels and danishes are more desserts. Yeah, 100%. It's strange that they would be and they have been classified as breakfast food. It's like, it's not nutritious. I mean, donuts aren't either, but for some reason they kind of feel more like breakfast food than the other two do. So I'm kind of with you on that one. I love strudel too, yeah. Smack Talk says, I haven't eaten many strudels. Let's go ahead and put this as A. Solid A. Solid A. Solid A is good for me. Yeah. But I think if you get around to one Smack, they will indeed rock your world. I think you'll like them very much. Are they as good as cinnamon rolls? I'm not going to say they are. I'm not going to say they are, but they are very good. Jordy says, I also would give it an A. Pretty good for a quick breakfast bite. Yep. Andy says, but it's the same with a lot of cereals, honestly. Right. Yeah, that's probably true, right? Like, if you think about and that's gonna be, I think we did end up doing a cereal tier list one time, like last year. But it's like, they're just cereals that you're just never gonna be interested in eating at all. Like, I think that would be a fun exercise to do once we finish this list. Like, well, donuts first, and then we'll do the cereals after donuts. But let's get to muffins, like regular muffins. Yeah, muffins are solid. Andy says A. I love it. Thank you, Smack. All right, I'll keep you posted on my strudels day list. Grape nuts shouldn't exist. I like grape nuts, but I hear you. Grape nuts, in terms of the texture, can be very annoying. But I actually like grape nuts. I'm a fan. But they can be gross when you leave them in the milk too long. That is for sure. So you gotta have it fresh. Anyway, what do y'all think of muffins? What do we say about muffins, folks? It's a very interesting one, muffins. Are we going A? Are we going B? Yeah, so the muffins over here. Like blueberry muffins. And I know chocolate muffins is cheating. It is, because like chocolate muffins is basically, hey, let's just make some chocolate cake and shape it like a muffin. It's pretty much what they did. And I was there for it, especially the ones with the chocolate chips. Those are amazing. I'm like, oh man, that'll set you back for days, but it's so good. So good. Nice. Oh, you say yes. Wow. Primordial sounds. I eat them almost every day at work. Blueberry banana nut. Nice. Muffins are one of my staple breakfast foods. Nice. Yeah, seriously, right? Primordial sounds. They were like 450 calories. Jordy says, I would say A, really good. So Primordial sounds says S. Jordy says A. Yeah. I have had a lot of them that are like kind of factory pre-made, but I do occasionally get into one that's made like fresh out of the bakery, and it is pretty good. So I think from that standpoint, you have an argument for S. A plus, anyone? I think A plus is a decent call, yeah. Because I don't quite have the instinct in me to put it in S, but I do think A plus is solid. But I do think, I will say this too, I also think biscuits are A+, so I'm going to put biscuits here next to it. Oh, really? Andy says, you ever make fresh ones, add some butter down the center? Oh, that sounds good. I like that call. Andy, I love that call. That's a good one. Smack says, sounds heavenly. Absolutely. In a big way, that sounds heavenly. Speaking of which, oh shoot, I've been leaving this thing running this whole time. Let me get out of here. That wasn't very smart. Sorry. Okay, let's get out of that. One sec. I'm gonna just this one I think it is. Yeah. Okay. Okay, we'll keep the radar going. All right. So anyway. It's kind of like fresh cookies. You just can't beat it. Yeah. Primordial Sun. Sometimes the microwave store muffins and add butter to emulate it. But it's kind of like fresh cookies. You can't beat. Yeah. I don't think you can ever go wrong with adding butter to anything. For the record, I think you add butter to whatever, it's good. You know, I think you could add butter to pizza and it would be better pizza. Like seriously, like it's just there's no beating butter. Like it's so good. It's a similar principle to bacon, right? Like you add bacon to whatever, it can be sweet, it can be salty, it could be anything. Add bacon to it and you're winning. It's in the dough. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Sounds. Alrighty. So now we are up to, and I think this is scones. I'm not exactly sure. Scones are incredibly bacon pizza. Yes, yes. But now, not only bacon pizza, and then add butter. And that now you got like the perfect pizza. Like that's just great pizza right there. Jordy says, do pineapples belong in pizza? Yes, but it's not my first choice. Like, yeah, they belong in pizza, but it's definitely low on the totem pole for me. Like, it's not in this. Like, I would much rather have a pizza like the traditional, like pepperoni, mushroom, and sausage, and like onions and things like that. Then when you start getting like bell peppers and pineapples and I don't know, like cherry tomatoes and things like that, that's when it starts getting a little. That's when I get like I kind of like that. I kind of like that less, but yeah, Andy's got that. I think that's a good attitude toward it. Primero says, yeah, it's a once in a while vibe for me. Yeah. Smack Talk says Hawaiian pizza is a guilty pleasure. Yeah, yeah. Jordy, what's your take on that? Do you think pineapples belong in pizza? We'll wait for your response, but meanwhile, you know something we've never done? Well, there's a lot of things we've never done, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's just rank scones. I think these are scones. I can't really tell. I'm not really that big on scones. I'm gonna rank it C. And I would be interested in your thoughts. I'd be very interested in your thoughts. Why is strudel on here twice? Okay, fine. Put it over here. Jordy says, I love pineapples on pizza and everything else except anchovies. Right on, yeah. I've never really tried anchovies on pizza other than maybe one time. I wasn't quite that offended by it, but at the same time, it's like, I'm probably never going to go out of my way to put it on there. I didn't even know why they were even an idea for pizza. I think people just kind of were trying to troll people, like, well, let's just do this and see what happens. Like, okay, I guess. Yeah. Primero says, take him or leave him kind of dry. Precisely, like, exactly. Not only trying to try, but sometimes kind of bland, too. Like, it's just kind of meh. It's just too much breading, not much going on. There's not much taste to them. I'm just not a big scones guy. I just like it's just carbs for the sake of carbs. There's really no real character to them. Here's your gross fish pizza. Right, I know. 100%. Yeah. Speaking of, anchovies, yeah. Honestly, right, Andy? Like, it's so true. So anyway, we were down to toast, and toast is an interesting one. Oh, this is the Lauren Ipsum song, folks. Like, this is great. Pretty good. Andy says, exactly. I think I've tried dried anchovies and wasn't a fan. Exactly. Yeah. So, toast. I mean, toast is very utilitarian, but I really am a fan. Like, toast is such a... Frequently, my breakfast in the morning is just toast. That's usually all my metabolism wants. And so, I think toast is S tier. You pick the right bread, and every toast is a home run for me. If you can get the bread to melt... I mean, if you can get the butter to melt just right, or the peanut butter or the jam to melt just right, home run. You can't always, because like sometimes it's like the toast doesn't come out right, and it kind of, you have to work a little extra to get the butter spread around. I can totally understand that. Toast is a classic, says Smack Talk. Yeah, Smack Talk says right bread and right toppings. Yes, absolutely. The choice of bread is a big part of that. Like if you get that really dense seven grain bread, it's hard to get that crispy. So I generally don't like that for toast because like, oh man, it's gonna be all soggy. But you get like rye and sourdough. Those are great breads. They're great breads. They are phenomenal breads. Let me see. Primordial sounds. I have some fancy oat nut bread. Oh, okay. How does that toast? Does that toast well, Andy? I'm curious. Jordy says toast with jelly or butter is a home run most of the time. Absolutely, yeah. Peanut butter too, right? Like I think peanut butter also does it nice. Or Nutella, I think would be good too. I've never really done much Nutella in my life. I had it like one time. I'm like, it's okay. And like I've never really had an urge to eat it. I didn't hate it. I mean I liked it fine, but I just never really was leaning toward it at any point. I never had a craving for Nutella. But I recognize the merits for sure. Like I think it's good. Primordial Sound says they are resilient breads, like the brawny of breads. Oh my gosh! So like, could they pick up a? So could they clean up a spot on the counter, like like a puddle on the counter, and then you could just take your oat nut bread and like you could just like. It toasts well, not too soft, like cheap white breads. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Cheap white breads, man. That is. I am so glad to have moved on past that phase. You know, you grow up with it. Your grandma serves you cheap white bread, Wonder Bread. You know. I am happy to have moved on from that. I mean, sometimes it's all you can afford. So I don't want to start picking fights on white bread at all. But it has its place. But it's just not. It's generally not going to be a priority. I mean, particularly that level of white bread, like the cheap white bread. I mean, there may come a time when you're in the mood for it, but. These days, I'm like knowing that I can do sourdough or 7 grain, or I can do rye, or I can do French bread. Like these are the breads that are really moving the meter for me. So, yeah, Wonder Bread. I think the best thing about, like, literally the best thing about Wonder Bread is the packaging. Like the bread is not. It's not that special at all. Like it's fine, but it's just not. I don't know. It's like. I mean, it's not bad, I guess, but there's better. I'm sure everybody would agree with that. So that is breakfast foods. You wonder why there's 80. Oh, I know. Seriously, it tastes like there's like 2 ingredients. Pyrodo sounds. You wonder why there's 80 ingredients. Like seriously, like what? What are we doing? What are you doing to me with all those ingredients? Like it doesn't. It seems like there's only like they're so basic. To be such a basic food and have that many ingredients is ridiculous. Are they engineering Wonder Bread to last through like another ice age or something like that? I mean, what else? It does make you wonder. I completely agree. Okay, just download this. Okay. So we're saving this one. So now, here comes the good stuff. I wonder if Wonder Bread is mold proof. I mean, I think it is. You know, I feel like there's a chance it is. Yeah. I'll tell you what, Jordy, I think there's a real chance that it is. So now, we're going to go rank some donuts. Actually, I'm just gonna change this because, like, we are now into you can kind of delete this. Okay. Boston cream is my go-to. Nice. All right, so we are gonna look up donuts. Oh yeah, Boston cream is great. Primordial Sounds is quite on point with that. So the Tim Hortons donut? No, just a general donut ranking. We don't need any specifics. Let me see which of these has more options. Kind of want as many as we can come up with because I think we're gonna have a lot to say about these. That's okay. I still think there are better versions of this tier list. Let me see if I can keep going. There should be like 24 choices here, in my opinion. It's not. I think folks are not thinking outside the box here. I mean, this one, there's one that has a pretty decent number, but I'm thinking like 24. That's a little too involved. That's not really what I was after, no. Oh no! Oh no! Oh my goodness! Oh wow! The timer reset on the Bean Boozled. All right, let's do it, folks. Okay, so here we go. Bean Boozled time for Jordy 12. Thank you so much for the redeem, my friend. Let's do this. Okay. So we got a good bean earlier in the show, and tonight we're gonna see if we can get some redemption for the chats from the chat's point of view. Chat very much denied because I got a good bean. I got a good bean in the previous edition of Bean Boozled in our first hour of the stream. Let's see if things go better for you all in this hour. All right, so let's go see what we got tonight for our second bean of the evening. And here it comes. Jordy rooting for stinky socks, but we have I am cute 98. Go vegan if you must, but please, if not, please join my Discord. Okay, I think that's interesting. All right, so this is either going to be boogers or juicy pear. Which of these is it going to be? Can we go? Can Davey go 2 for 2 tonight? We'll see. Davey's gone 2 for 2. Oh my goodness. Let's go. Let's go. I'm sorry, Jordy 12 though. I know you were looking forward to that. Yep. Very much rigged. Thank you, King, for the rig command. I can't believe I got 2 in a row tonight. Holy cow. It is my lucky night. My goodness. Outrageous for everybody else, though, I must say. And I would be outraged, too, if I was in chat. But thank you so much for the redeem, Jordy12. I really appreciate your enthusiasm for that redeem. By the way, we do have a community challenge going right now as well. And it is the Sticks Piano Stream Challenge, which you magically switch to just kidding. I mean, when you have 2 in a row, it does make you wonder. But I did not. At least I don't think I did. Not intentionally. But I completely understand where you're coming from with that claim. All right, so let's see what we got over here. So we have a couple of donut tier lists that I think we can go to. Let me see which one of these I like more. I'm gonna go with this one. I don't know if any of these. Let me just make an adjustment on this one and. Okay, so I'll go back to music here and back to here. Oh, thank you for the points, Primordial Sounds. I appreciate it so much. Okay. So let's go to presentation mode. Okay, this will be fun. This will be fun. Okay, so let's get to this. Okay, so we got all kinds of donuts here. We will start with a donut bite, donut hole. It's just one of those things where you think it's going to be better than it is. I feel like this is like a B minus. I would be curious what you all think of donut hole. Many have spoken high praises of the Timbits, which are also donut holes up in Canada. And I couldn't tell you. Let me know what you think. I'm gonna put it at B. I mean, I like them. I like the holes. Cool. I don't know what the hell this is. I've seen it. I think I maybe even had it. It's kind of like the white frosting peanut. Jordy says I like them, but it depends on the donut shop making them. Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, because some of them are just plumb stale. Like, they're just not that great. So I sympathize with that comment. This is kind of a C. It's whatever. I don't really... That's not bacon, but even if it is bacon, I don't think I would make it much higher. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Dunkins are okay. The baby Dunkin... what do they call them? Dunkin' Minis, I think? Yeah. Those are alright. All good. Let's keep going over here. So, this is a cruller. There are two types of crullers. This is the traditional cruller, like a regular glazed cruller. Crullers are fantastic. I'm gonna say S. Very eggy. Kind of it's pretty delightful. I like this one. I don't know what the difference between these two are. I'm gonna assume they're the same, so we'll put them both up there. Crullers are so good. Oh yeah, for sure. Right. Oh, for sure. Smack Talk says is all about it. Parmeridal sounds crullers are great. Crullers are great. Yeah. I'm glad you agree. It's good to see. Yeah, that's cool that you agree. Good to see my head's in the right place there. I have to remember which of these is the Boston cream pie. I don't think this is it, because this is like the one with the white custard. This is not. Is Boston cream pie with like the custard or just the white cream? I'm trying to remember which one's which. I thought this was Boston cream pie here. Oh, the other one is chocolate. Oh, okay, the other cooler. Yeah, chocolate coolers are good too. I actually, of the two, I think I like the vanilla one the most, or the regular glazed one the most. But they are both pretty good. Oh, the custard. Okay. So this is Boston cream pie. That's definitely S tier. It's very good. You definitely have to be in the mood for it though, because it's pretty rich. Like, you cannot have it all the time. But I like it. I'm down with putting it here. Custard glass stand. Yeah. And here's one for you. The cake donut. The cake donut. The chocolate cake donut. I think it's called Devil's Food Cake. But there's also one with like peanuts on top. Well, both of them are really amazing. Like, they're both S tier for me. And I'm also gonna say this. Right, because I eat one and done. Right, exactly. Primordial sounds. Old fashions, easy S tier. The texture is great. It's great. They're so sloppy and they're so amazing. Like, just the crispy, crunchy edges of an old fashioned are phenomenal. They're really, really good. So for me, it's S tier. And I think this is like the sour cream one. I think this is also S tier. These are fantastic. So good. This like ultra glaze on top of glaze cake donut. Phenomenal. So good. And I think this is kind of similar principle, which, again, I'm putting it. Sour cream ones are big for me. I love them. These are great. S tier. Now it gets a little interesting. Now, I think if this is, let's just pretend this is blueberry cake donut. This is the S tier of S tiers. It's just, especially when you get a really good, like a local place to do it really well. It's just my favorite donut. It's so good. So good. I mean, I won't be in the mood for it all the time, but it is really, really good. Really good. Okay, so what else do we have over here? We have... What else would you like to tackle, friends? I'm just trying to find, like, where's a regular, like... Okay, so glazed... Regular rate glazed raised donut. Solid A. Same for chocolate. Yeah. Any of the raised ones pretty much are in that category. Like, this one, I think, is another... I mean, this one's a little bit more bougie, but I think this is very much in line with the other two. I think this is the Oreo frosted cake donut. Personally, I think it's a little overrated. I don't really think it's honestly that exciting. This one's good though. This is the sprinkled donut. I like that one. Krispy Kreme or Dunkin' Glazed donut. Okay. It's hard to tell. Like, I can usually tell. Well, this is not Krispy Kreme because Krispy Kreme has a very, very thin. They're very thin. Like the tube, so to speak, is extremely thin. Is extremely small in diameter. So that's how you know it's a Krispy Kreme. I'm not sure if we have a Krispy Kreme on this chart. No, I don't think we do. I don't think we do. Oh yeah, Smack Talk. Speaking truth to knowledge here. Smack Talk says, I'm not big on powdered donuts. I am not either. These, I'm like, I don't think so. Like, I'm kind of like D. Especially this one. Like, this is kind of F, actually. Like, because they tend to be in, like, those prepackaged deals. Like, no, not into it. It just feels lazy. Like, I'm not a fan. It was kind of blah to me. Yeah, that's a good call. And you know another one that's kind of blah? This. If it's truly a fresh cake donut and it's like this, then you know it's like A. But most of the time, this is the one that comes in the prepackaged, so I'm assuming it's that one. Big ol' F. Big ol' F. It's so bland. Like it's sweet, sure, but there's not much difference between that and a Twinkie. I'm not really. I feel like there's so much better out there. Let's see what else we got over here. This is kind of a similar principle. So this is like the zebra stripe frosting. All these raised donuts are solid. Like these are good. This is good. I think this is a chocolate cake donut, which I'm a fan. I think I put that under A. And this is the it's kind of over here. No, actually, I'm gonna put a D. I mean, I'll eat it, but it's not really great. So I'm gonna put it there. And this is the sprinkles. Very nice. Those are good. These are cake donuts, I believe. These three. Now, if we were to ask you, like, if you were to take a look at the Fruity Pebbles donut here, the Oreo donut here, or the sprinkle donut here, how would you distinguish the three? Well, while you deliberate over that, let's go with this plain, I mean, this is just like a plain sugar donut. This can be good, but I think I'm gonna put it at B. This can be good. This can be good. Sometimes you don't want that much frost. You don't want that glaze on there because it's a little much for you that day. So this is nice to kind of have like sort of an ability to go down again, to go down a notch in the sweetness level. So it's kind of cool to have that. So I like it. I think it's a solid B. I don't know. I think this is an apple fritter, which is instant S tier. Instant S tier. Let's just assume it is, because I don't think I see an apple fritter on here. And they don't have bars either, which is surprising. I don't see bars. That's okay. This is the white cream donut. I like this one too, but I think it's kind of, yeah, I'll probably put it here. It is really good. I don't know what this is. This is tough for me to really evaluate. I'm gonna say C. And I don't know what this is either. I guess C. Oh no, C. Sorry, over here. Fruity Pebbles is weird. Like I just don't know. I don't really. A maple is really good. Why no? I know. Like None of these had bars. Like, they should have bars on here. Maple bars are great. Like, Maple bar would have been S tier if we had it. No, Maple bar would have been A tier, but it still would have been really good. Yeah. So this is like the bread. This is like the crumbs. Remember the crumbs? It's good. It's good. I think I put it B. Fruity Pebbles, I'm not vibing with it. I'm gonna put it D. Like, it seems like it would taste good, but it's weird texture to have Fruity Pebbles on top of a donut. I'm not sure if I'm into it. And Oreo is like a good idea. It seems good on paper, but I'm not. I would C. Yeah. I mean, C would be alright. Like, I'll probably put this as C as well. Because I'm assuming it's just a plain, like, cake donut underneath, not a chocolate cake donut. So it's like, yeah, it's probably good enough. But these are good too. I think I'll put this as B. This gets it right. It's like, okay, these complement each other. But these are busy. Like, you're just kind of fighting off the Oreo cookies. You're fighting off the Fruit Pebbles to get to the donut. Like, I don't think that's the idea here. Like, they shouldn't be competing with one another. They should be working in synergy with each other. So I don't really get that vibe with the Oreos or the Fruity Pebbles. So here it is. This is the donut tier list. What do you think? What do you think, friends? Okay. Smack Talk says it looks good. Oh, nice. Green Guy, what's up? What's going on, Green Guy? Nice to see you, Jeffrey. Mods, can we shout out Green Guy Music in our chat? It's good to see you, my friend. How you doing? What is that very first donut? I don't really know, but we're pretending that this is a blueberry cake donut, which I'm a huge fan of. Huge fan. Oh, thank you, King. Thank you for the shout out. But King, yeah, let us know your thoughts on these donuts. Like, do you disagree or agree with where they're situated? We don't have bars for some reason. I don't know why. Maple bars would definitely be ranked if I had them on there. It's a little funny that they aren't actually being ranked. The Fs look good. Agree with D as well. Yeah, for sure. I mean, the two Fs were slam dunks. Like, there's nothing going on with those two. Nothing. Yeah. Yeah, Green Guy Music is a phenomenal is a really fun looping artist here on the Twitch platform, and really great friend of ours here on the Sandwich Show. So give her a good friend to follow. Powdered sugar just gets everywhere. Yeah, that's the biggest problem, right? Like, it's just more of a nuisance than it is an enjoyment, because like you're just so worried about your fingers, and you're worried about the powdered sugar getting all over the keyboard and everything. It's just so much trouble to eat it. Yeah. The cold feels always cold. Is always cool. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I guess we got this. Right? Would you say that this is pretty much on point? Do you want to do one more, everybody, or do you want to do one more tier list? Like, one more thing? Like, I think... Green Guy says, I think it's a high surface area of the powdered sugar that makes it dissolve quickly, which actually makes it colder. I think I heard. Oh, yeah, I see what you mean. It does kind of feel like kind of extra cold. That's a good point. I hadn't thought of that. It's true. But yeah, feel free to... Green Pirate says one more thing. Okay, you got it. You wrote in caps. Yeah, just... Green Guy wrote it in caps. But let's go look at that donut tier list again. One more. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no. It is really great to see you back, Jeffrey. Welcome back, my friend. It's good to see you. But yeah, that looks pretty solid too. So we can save this tier list. Let us know if you'd like to do one more. If you'd like to do one more tier list, and then we can rate out. Like a quick one. Still waiting for the one more thing though. But at any rate, let's go over and let's go ahead and save this one. I think I've not heard any rebuttals, so I think we'll just go ahead and run with this. We'll save these donuts. So give me just a second to do that. Okay, one more short one. I'm with you. I think that sounds like a good one. So let's download this for our records. So yeah, donuts. Okay. Let's do it. Okay. I'm trying to figure out what the other thing was. I think that there was one more thing I wanted to do. What can we do that's take about 20 minutes? Let me think. Now, what's interesting... Oh, you're saying Greengrass is wait. You asked if we wanted to do a tier list for one more thing, and I was for it. Oh, okay. You're saying yes in favor of the one more thing. Okay, cool. Okay, great. Let's do one more. So Jordy has redeemed Filthy Adult Coloring Book. Let's go take a look. This comes from the big ass swear word coloring book. Lots of swear words in this one. Let's go. Jordy, thank you so much for the redeem. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And by the way, folks in chat, we do have a community challenge brewing, and you can contribute up to 2,000 points tonight for the 3-hour Styx piano stream, which we're coming along really nicely. I'm learning all the songs to this entire month, and probably parts of next month too. And I've only got a handful of them left over. It should be really fun. And if you missed our conversation with Jerfo earlier in the stream, we'll have that in our VOD once we raid out tonight, and that'll be right here on Twitch, or if you're watching on YouTube, it'll be on our YouTube page at Davies Eating a Sandwich there. Really exciting. So let's do one more tier list tonight, and we'll go ahead and rate out. I was thinking soup. Let's go rank some soups. Soup. And then we'll try to get some general choices here. Oh my lord, look at all these choices. I may have come in a little bit. I think I can mostly do this. And add a row below. Now we're gonna call this a soup tier list. Oh shoot, oops. Okay, so we're gonna call this one, we did it, and now we're gonna go over here. Okay. I don't even know what this guy is doing here. We'll soldier on. All right, you ready? All right, everybody, let's do it. So here we go. We're gonna rank some soups. Now, I do not go what this is, so automatically that's F. But now we got some good soups. If it's Panera Bread, some are good, others are meh. This is a more general tier list ranking. So let's run through these. Okay, so we have. I think this is like a. I want to say jambalaya. I want to say it's a seafood broil or something like that. It's really good. Point being, it's really good. I'm actually gonna change this to A. No. Go back up here. Let me label this A. Excuse you. I said A. So that's A, and this is B. B. And this is C. There we go. That's a little easier for me to... And I'll just rename this trash. Okay. Oh, that's Creole. Oh, I love Creole. Big fan. So let's just run through. Okay, so now if you take a look at these other ones. So let's start with chili. I think chili has so much potential to be the best soup. Is it really a soup? Well, that's a subjective query. I think it's great. I think it's great. Very satisfying, very hearty. If I had the appetite all the time, I would definitely eat chili quite a bit. So I think I would actually put God soup in here. See what you think. What is God tier soup? Yeah, just S tier, basically. Jordy? Like, S tier would be God tier soup, yeah. Yeah, Green Guy says chili is so good. Absolutely. All right, so let's see. White chicken chili is... Ooh, that sounds good. White chicken chili is where it's at, says Green Guy. Jordy says chili is good, but I find it greasy at times. Very true, very true. Jordy, that is true. It can be greasy at times, absolutely. So what do you all say about these other ones? Let's go next to pumpkin. I don't know what this is. This is butternut squash. I think it's butternut squash. So butternut squash. What do you think? I'm gonna put it here for now. Let us know what you think about butternut squash. And then I think we have tomato. I think tomato has all the vibes of God soup, yeah. For as simple as it is, it's an extremely satisfying soup, especially when you're not feeling great. So I think that's a fair assessment. It looks like we have chicken enchilada soup over here. Or is it this one? Is this one or this one? No, it's this one. The one over here is clam chowder, I think. Although this white splotch doesn't... It's a little confusing to me. I assume that's clam chowder. Oh, no, actually it's not. I'm sorry. It is not. This must be baked potato soup. Yeah, it's baked potato soup. Okay. This is chicken enchilada. Okay. Well, that's an interesting question. I don't know. Like, we could just put that there. French onion is pretty good. I like French onion. I probably would put it A. So that's pretty obvious. What do y'all think? Do you think French onion's A tier? And this looks like chicken pot pie soup, which looks fantastic. This is ramen. You've got your cream and mushroom, which is over here, I think. This is like the baked potato soup, which is, I think it's good. You just gotta kind of be in the mood for it. So I think I'll put that over here. But we're really interested in your opinions on these soups. French onion is good to me, so A tier sounds good. Sweet. Thank you for your opinion, Jordy. That's good to know. Yeah, look at this vegetable soup over here. This looks good too. And you got chicken lentil. And I think one of these is chicken noodle, which is an absolute classic. So I think that we can just put that in S tier now. I'm a big ramen guy, so I think I'm gonna put that as God soup as well. Yeah. Let's see. I don't know what this one is. This is the chicken enchilada, which I think is good. I mean, it can be busy with the corn and the beans, so I think it's more of a C for me. I don't... This looks like pho, which I think is absolutely S tier. It's phenomenal. So good. Okay, so let's keep going. So we have I think this is chicken pot pie soup, which I really like. I think I'll put that over here. I don't know what this is. There is a lentil soup in here someplace, I think. I think this might be it. And I would think that there's a matzo ball soup in here someplace. I just don't know which one of these it is. Tough one. I think this is like a wonton or a pho is so good, especially when you're sick from the cold. This is Jordy 12. Absolutely. Absolutely. This is a shrimp soup. I think this can be a real jam if it's made well. So I think I'm gonna put it at A. It's pretty good. Let's see. The title of this song is fantastic. This is a Jerfo song. We had Jerfo on earlier tonight for our Q&A. It was a really great time. I hope if you missed it, we'll have it on the VOD, or or if you're watching the VOD, you can rewind it to catch our interview with Jerfo, which is really, really good, folks. It was really fun. But the title of Jerfo's song is The Traditional Dirge of the Disgruntled IT Professional. Don't we know it? Don't we know it? It's a great title for a song. What do you all think of these soups? Cream of mushroom I love. I think that's an A for me. It rarely disappoints. Let's put that over here. I don't know what this is. Put it here for now. This is matzo ball soup. Yeah, you can see the matzo balls in here. This is matzo ball soup. Matzo ball soup is fantastic. I think it's God soup. You can have mediocre matzo ball soup, though. That's the only thing that's tricky about it. But matzo ball soup, as a principle, it's just fantastic soup. Alrighty, let's keep going. What do y'all think of these remaining soups? So this is lentil soup here. And this is good. I think I'd probably put it B. Lobster bisque is C for me. Not a huge fan of it. I do like lobster bisque. I guess that's what this is, right? I'll meet you halfway. We'll go with B, Jordy. Let's go with B for lobster bisque. It's pretty good. All right. So we got all that worked out. Is this not jambalaya? This looks great. Whatever it is, this looks really good. Okay. I don't know what this one is. It's hard to tell what that is. It's like a vegetarian chili, which I like. I think I like that. It's a solid A then. This one I don't know what this is either. This looks like seafood. This looks like... I don't know what this one is either. This one's kind of like miso soup. Kind of like ramen. Miso soup? I think that's right. I've never been a huge fan. I'd probably put it at C. Is a third just vegetable? I guess so. No, vegetable soup is pretty awesome, so I'll put that as a solid A. What do you think, Jeffrey? Where would you put the vegetable soup? Oh, okay. Andy, have a great night, my friend. Thank you so much. Can we give a shout out to Andy one more time in the chat? Andy, thanks so much for hanging out with us tonight. Really appreciate all your opinions on the food, too. Have a good one, my friend. It's good to see you tonight. I call vegetable B. Never running out for it, but if it's fine, if it's there. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Alright, I think B's good. We're going to roll with B there. I'm guessing then that this is clam chowder, but I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, of what's left over, I think that is clam chowder, yeah. Because this is mushroom. I think this is mushroom. So clam chowder is going to be an A then. Or, I'm sorry, it's going to be... Let's just say A. I don't know. Because it can be bad. It can be bad. If you make it wrong, it can be bad. Look like clam chowder. Oh, yeah, one more thing. Had to write that in there. Chowder. All right. And this is like a seafood jambalaya of some sort. This looks really good. This looks like a corn soup, which I like, but I would say B. Kind of solid B. I think this is gazpacho. Like it's a cold... And honestly, I think it's trash. I don't like it. I don't like cold soup. Cold soup stinks. This... it's kind of... I think this is vegetable soup too. So I'll probably put that at B. Is the first vegetable lentil? I thought this was lentil, but... Or is that split pea soup? Oh no, split pea soup's gonna be way lower. I think this is lentil and it will be B. This is not, and I'm gonna mark it way down here. Split pea soup is disgusting. I wouldn't... Oh, it's... Jordy says clam chowder is good. I just think it depends on how the clams are cooked. Yeah, for sure. I think that's the thing. Like, you have to do it really well, I think, for it to be truly appreciated. So, just kind of running with... It's not like pizza where, like, if it's pizza, it's still good because it's pizza. No, clam chowder needs to be good. Like, it can't like mediocre clam chowder, then you come out of it feeling satisfied. And it takes a real skill to make it particularly good. So I think from my point of view, I think chowder is A. I think A is pretty good because like it can be made really badly. That's what's tricky here. So second to last in B is matzo ball soup. Gotta go to the top. I think this is matzo ball soup over here, and it is in the top. It's really, really good. So you can see the two balls. I think that's matzo ball. Yeah. Oh, no worries. And I completely agree too. Like, it's absolutely in the top tier. It's so good. You know, I didn't even know that it had chicken. When I found out it had chicken, it was like a game changer for me. Like, this is like the best soup. Like, it's so good. Once I found out there was chicken in it too. It's great stuff. Was folding lunch for Mr. Bar. Oh, no worries. We're here to vibe. That's all good. But we should probably, yeah, we're pretty close to completing this. So we can go ahead and rate out right after. So, I don't know what this is. I think it looks pretty good though. So I'll say B. This could be like a cheese bisque of some sort. I don't know. Tough call. I don't know this one. This has C vibes. I guess this one's C. And I guess this one's C as well. So I think that's pretty good. We'll probably just stop it there. So go ahead and take a look at it, everybody. What do you think? Where do you have all these soups? What's your thought? What do you think? If you don't know, I'm going to trash them. No mystery soup. Well, that's fair. I guess we'll trash this one. And this one. I think I have that. I think I know it. I sort of have an idea what this one. This looks pretty good, so I think I'll leave that one where it is. Okay, thumbs up. Cool. Great. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Jordy says I like it. Seems pretty solid. Okay. Green Guesses looks great. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, everybody. Very cool. We'll go save this one as well. Like, this has been a really fun time, everybody. And I appreciate, yeah, I think this has been really fun. We had a really good time with Jerfo as well earlier tonight, and that was really a really awesome time, everybody. And I want to thank you again for your continued support of the Sandwich Show. Wait, it's Wednesday tonight. Yeah, I'm just got a little confused. So I believe we'll be back on Monday. We're gonna do Sandwich Sports on Monday. We're gonna have some coverage of the Players. So the Players starts tomorrow, and we're gonna talk about that tournament and the Selection Sunday in the NCAA. That'll be early in the evening, and then after sports, we're gonna do Sandwich Music. So I have a little doubleheader for you on Monday night. And then on Wednesday next week, we are going to be hanging out with the streams with the Science streams, and the Stream Scribe will co-host that one with me. So we're really excited about this one, folks. You don't want to miss it. The Sandwich Show in the next couple weeks is going to be amazing. It's gonna be so much fun, everyone. So thank you again. Let's go. We'll run the credits for a second here, so we can make sure, so that we thank the appropriate people. But it has been really, really great. Let me see. Just make sure. Okay, there we go. All right, so we are gonna go head on out, and I am going to thank you. Let's go and run the credits, everyone. This has been extremely fun tonight, and Jerfo was really fun. I highly recommend checking out the VOD if you missed any of it tonight. It was really good, and so here we go. A lot of raids tonight. They were all awesome, and some really great support all the way around. Thank you for all the community points, everybody, as well. No, I got the raid figured out. I appreciate I got the raid figured out though. I do appreciate your interest though. Jordy, look at all the new followers. Thank you so much, everybody. And raids from Melface, Brad, and Kevin Edward. Really awesome stuff. So we are going to do this. It is International Women's Day. And I think it is appropriate to go in that direction tonight. So let's go see who we can raid over in that category. We'll give this a look. Let me see. Give me just a second here. Wait a second. What is going on over here? This is hysterical. Should we go that route? Yeah, I guess we should go that route. Yeah. Eat a bean. Well, that would put us full circle, wouldn't it? All right, I think that's where we're going to go. All right, folks. We are heading out. Thank you very much for the raid calls, everybody. King and Tina. And sub-raid calls if you are a sub to our channel. Let's do this. Let's go roll over. Not roll over, but we're going to roll down and hang out with our good friend Jazz the Music. Let's go say hi. And the title of their streams is Eat a Bean. I think it's time to investigate what that's all about. So let's go hang out with them and say hello. And hope you're doing and continue the party they're having. I think I see Nick's sounds there. So we're gonna have to see what we can do to make that make them eat a bean. But whatever, either way, I think it should be really fun. Who's Davey? That's me. It's me. But thank you everyone again. Have a great rest of your night. And when you get over to Jazz the Music, give her a follow, and we'll continue the party over there. Thank you again, everyone. Take care, everybody. This has been so much fun. Have a great rest of your evening. Oh, thank you so much, Jordy. I appreciate that so much. Thanks for the stream as always. Much love. Much love to you too. Peach, what's going on? Take care of it as well. It's great to see you tonight. Glad you could pop in for a bit. We'll see you soon. Bye, everyone. We'll be back here. We could have a pop-up in like on a Friday or a Saturday, but other than that, I believe we'll be back on Monday. So thank you, everyone, again. Take care, y'all, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everyone. You're so welcome. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Tina. Thank you, Smack.